What up, YouTube? It's your girl, DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So happy Friday. It is Friday already. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all once again for being here. So listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. That is super important, y'all. Please hit the like button, y'all. Go ahead and hit the like button before we get started. You guys see the title. I want to talk about this fight that broke out, child, with Tacky Tiff, Dalton's, mayor, Tiffany Henyard. Is just a hot mess. And I want to talk about this because this is just very ghetto, in my opinion, y'all. And I know you guys, know about her. You've heard about her. I've heard about her. I haven't covered her a lot because I don't know why. I watch a lot of Pink Book Lessons. She covers Tiffany. She's covered everything about Tiffany Henyard, and she does it so well. And and at first I was not that versed into Tiffany Henyard, but this lady is a hot mess, y'all. And it's unfortunate that a lot of the people who look like us, get in these positions, and they tend to be the worst of all. They really do. And it's just unfortunate because as much as you hear black women like to make it seem like they're such the greatest and all of this and they're so this, then they get into these positions and this is how they act. Child, it's just crazy to me. So what's going on, everybody in the building? Shout out Successful MD. What's going on, Lorenzo Redman? How are you guys doing? Link Johnson, UFO Kamikaze 1. DeMarlo Sims, Ryan Lopez, Whitney R, Grassroots and Culture. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. Peeping Keely, what's going on? How are you guys doing? I hope all is well with y'all. Make sure as you come into the building, y'all hit the like button. So I want to get into this, and I have a few other things I want to share as well. Want to get into as well. So make sure you get ready to chime in the chat. Also, if you're feeling generous and you want to support the channel, hit the like button. That's one way you can support the channel, and also via Cash App or Super Chat if you want to support the channel in that way. You certainly can as well. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the first clip that I want to share of this hot ghetto mess, because that's exactly what it is. And she should be ashamed of herself. And there's a certain way that you should conduct yourself when it comes to your business. You know what I mean? It's just unacceptable. But we're going to get into it. Some people are arguing that. Well, before I get into that, let's go ahead and play this clip that I want to share. Then we're going to talk.
Again with breaking news. A fist fight breaks out at Tiffany Henyard's Thornton Township meeting tonight. And witnesses say Henyard herself jumped onto the pile.
Yeah, so take a look at this. Videos all over social media tonight. It happened as a community activist and frequent Henyard critic was speaking. He apparently insulted Henyard, calling her a name. That's when a witness says Henyard's boyfriend confronted him. That's when the chaos ensued. The witness says Henyard pushed her table out of the way, ran to the back of the room to join in. Police are there. We're going to keep you updated.
So as you heard, she jumped into the fight. I want to play another clip that actually shows, hopefully I can play it. What she actually did. I'm gonna pull this one up because YouTube is funny in that way. But I'm gonna pull up another one to play for you guys, just to get maybe like a different angle of it, because this is just a mess.
New fallout tonight from the big brawl during the Thornton Township meeting last night.
This was the scene as fists started to fly and the police had to clear out trustees, neighbors, and the media.
Tonight, our Jermont Terry is live in Dalton with the concerns about safety for their next meeting. Jermont?
Joe and Erica, after seeing what played out in Thornton Township, leaders here in Dalton are re-examining their own security, especially before their next meeting on Monday. Now, this comes as the community took some time to substitute politics for prayer.
I pray, Lord, that we put away our foolishness.
In the confines of the holy walls of Abundant Living Christian Church, Dalton residents gather for the Pray for Dalton service.
It was scheduled prior to what happened yesterday.
Tuesday night, tensions spilled over, expletives were shouted,
You gone.
and tables tossed. When this fight brought the Thornton Township meeting to an abrupt end, allies and critics of Tiffany Henyard let their fists speak for them.
Do you realize that the devil likes chaos? He likes to see folk on TV acting a fool.
Randy Fawkes and his wife witnessed that chaos firsthand.
It's shocked and frustrated, embarrassed.
A day later, they're here with the community to put politics aside as they pray for unity and civility.
Dalton is not all bad.
We have to pray that something's changed.
Dalton trustee Kiana Belcher started the Prayer for Dalton services 3 years ago, and this gathering comes one day after true chaos surrounding Tiffany Henyard.
They're scared. They don't know what's going on.
So they're turning to a higher power.
To bring forth restoration to this community.
But while praying, Dalton trustees are concerned about the next meeting.
We have a meeting on Monday. We're going to make sure that every safeguard is in place.
And even if that is going to a virtual meeting, then we would do that.
Discussions are underway to figure out how to keep tensions down. Remember, Henyard did rush towards that township fight.
Didn't expect that from her and wouldn't have expected that from her.
Henyard could attend the next Dalton meeting, which means her allies, some of the same involved in the township brawl, could show up too.
We will sit down and talk.
Now, those talks include adding more security, like extra police at the next meeting on Monday, not to mention metal detectives, something that was in place at that township meeting last night. Now, Mayor Henyard's attorney telling us in part about the brawl, quote, "These episodes show the campaign of false information and how it can place the mayor and others in danger." Reporting live in Dalton tonight, I'm Jermont Terry, CBS News, Chicago.
Well, I mean, it seems like, from what we saw, it was her boyfriend, right? They're saying the boyfriend didn't like what the guy said at the podium, which I'm going to play that too. I'm going to play what the guy actually said that prompted, we saw it, Tiffany Henyard and her boyfriend to, allegedly start the fight. My thing is this: if you're going to have these positions, you have to be able to conduct yourself in a proper manner. I've seen, fights break out with politicians and stuff, but it doesn't mean that if just because other people choose to do it, that you have to do it. You have to have some type of decorum, with yourself. Now, some would argue that the man who, called out her name was out of line. And maybe he was. This lady has not been a good mayor. You know what I mean? There's been allegations of financial mismanagement from what I've learned, corruption, fraud, and other misconduct. And she hasn't done a really good job as mayor. And, the thing about it is there were people she has supporters who still support her no matter what. And then just look at her attitude. The attitude that she has could tell you she has a ghetto mentality. The way she talks, it sounds like she comes straight from the hood. And, just her behavior, this kind of attitude and this entitlement that she walks around with, like she could do anything and she's unstoppable and nobody could approach her or do anything. But then she wants people to, to follow the rules and adhere to her. That's not the type of person you want to be your mayor. And has shown on many occasions that she is not prepared for that job. And she needs to get out of there, her and her entourage and all the people with her, because they're the ones who seem to be causing the issues. And now people are scared and everybody want to go pray now. So now y'all want to go pray? I'm just saying, a lot of these, what Pink Book Lessons would call these city girls, she called them the city girl mayor, she called it all kind of stuff. I just be weak laughing. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. Because Pink Book Lessons, and among others, have covered this lady. And I've watched, but I never thought to cover her because, I don't know, she's just too ghetto for me. And a lot of these women in these positions are exactly that way in some way, shape, or form. They're not really qualified for the positions that they have. And they want to talk about, black people just, black people are this and black people that, and we don't have the opportunities. But when you do get the opportunity, you squander it. You show your true colors. You show what people would say. You show your ass and you start to act like, you know, you're just beyond, you know, reproach. I don't understand it, and I see this far too often. A lot of these women, and unfortunately, you see this with Black women. When they do get in these positions, they mismanage them. They don't do a good job, and then when they get kicked out, they want to claim that they just got rid of me because I'm Black, and the white ones were able to get away with this. So you want to follow the fraudulent white ones. You want to follow the worst of the white people just to say that as a Black person, see, they could get away with it, but I can't. I've seen that too much, and I think that's just not a good way. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's not a good look. I mean, and it's like those are the Black leaders that we have. Those are the ones we're supposed to, you know, that would inspire other young Black women or Black anybody, men, to fulfill these positions. And this the way you act. I want to play this one because that way you can actually hear what the man actually said that triggered all this, and I want to get y'all thoughts on it. So make sure you chime in the comments below. Here we go. And then we're gonna move past this to some other topics. You guys hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Here we go.
Venture. Your restaurant was deemed nasty. Business venture. Your restaurant was deemed nasty. And it's proven while you talking about her education, we can't even verify yours. But since you sold for women, I really already knew by the way you handled Fania. But for you to sit up here and disparage that woman after giving her that fake ass congratulations in the beginning because you thought you was gonna get what you wanted. Here's the thing. I want to educate you. Stephanie Wiedemann is a 20-year employee, and ain't none of her business ventures ever failed. On top of that, she serves as a chief of staff, and she didn't fuck her way to the top. She's efficient in budgets and don't hide her deeds. She is efficient in organization. She served as a temporary interim executive director for the Dalton Park District until she stepped aside to help her daughter become something you'll never be, which is a married woman. Moved away to Texas, and when her daughter moved away to Texas, she went to help her daughter, but I done heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so while you've been a half-ass mayor, but if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Lightfoot's report about credit cards. You want to talk about them not coming to work, but we've been hearing about what you've been doing while you've been at work, and I'm going to give away the rest of my time because I think on behalf of the Black Cookout Association that we would better take a vote that we're going to exchange your black ass for Stephanie to be the new member of our. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay, all those in favor say aye. You gone, bitch.
Woo-hoo! Baby, whoever put the sound effects on that, shout out to you. Baby, they put the sound effects on that, had me weak, baby. Listen, what's y'all thoughts on that? Because he did call it a B word now. You know, everything else people were in agreement with. You know, a lot of people are tired of Super Mayor. You know, this you know, they're tired of her in that place. But he called her a B. He called it a B word. Now, some people were arguing that he shouldn't have done that. You know, and they went to the see, always the Black women being disrespected. Do y'all think that it was fair for him to say that? Do y'all agree with him calling her the B word? Do you think that he could have said everything that he said? I mean, he said she slept her way to the top, and the things that she did he called her out. He called her out. But do y'all think it was inappropriate for him to call her the B word? Because that is the argument that a lot of people had. And that was the trigger, you know, for her. She pushed that table and she went join in on a fight, child. So her boyfriend, I thought she was married. I didn't know. But anyway, whatever. Her boyfriend, this guy alleged came and hit him from behind. And there's another video clip that I don't have that he was talking to the police. It seems like the police didn't want to do anything about it because it looked like they were scared to make a move and give him a report. But a lot of women were mad about the fact they weren't focused so much on, you know, the things that her misconduct and all of the things that she's been allegedly, you know, claimed to have done as mayor. They don't focus on that. They focus on the fact that he did say that. So they thought that he shouldn't have been disrespectful to her. So listen, look, maybe, wait, she not married, but her boyfriend is married? Wait a minute, what's going on? So Tiffany Henyard is not married, right? Am I correct? From what I'm gathering, she is not married, but she has a boyfriend. And her boyfriend allegedly is the one who attacked this guy right here for saying what he said. Does that sound right? So this is the guy on the picture who said what he said at the microphone, at the podium, who called her the B word. And then allegedly they're saying her boyfriend is the one who attacked him for saying that. Now, if you were out somewhere with your wife or your girlfriend, whatever, and if somebody called your wife or your girlfriend or significant other the B word, wouldn't that be fighting words? That's what they were complaining about, that would be fighting words. So in this case, do y'all agree that he had the right to go and approach this dude because he called she the mayor and she screwed up and they want her out? But people were arguing in the comments at the fact that he should not have called it a B word, and that's why, he got hands put on him. So, but yeah. Called it a bitch. Yes. That's the type of men women want for the most part. But if she's disrespectful to him, would we be having the questions about her? If she's disrespectful to him, would we be having the questions about her? I don't know. I mean, look, disrespect is disrespect. If you disrespect somebody, then you should expect disrespect back. And so a lot of people may feel like she's, that Tiffany Henyard has been disrespectful. I mean, I've heard her speak and I've seen her, and she has a nasty attitude, in my opinion. She's one of them, that she has a very nasty attitude. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's, throwing around some disrespect to people around her and the people that work with her. I wouldn't be surprised. She just seems very ghetto and disrespectful to me. But so, it is what it is. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you are putting out that type of energy, that's why people feel comfortable giving you that energy back. That's all I'm gonna say. If you have been given that type of energy, that's why people feel comfortable doing that. If you were screwing up on the job, but you had a nice disposition and you was an overall nice person, you just didn't know what you was doing, then she may have gotten a different response. People would be like, nah, I don't think people would be so quick to call you out your name. Any rational people, because there are some people who are just irrational and they're just hood and ghetto and they don't care. But this lady is ghetto. She's straight up. She's straight up, in my opinion. And I've seen videos of her. In the way there's no accountability on her part. I wouldn't even consider her mayor material or any of that. She don't seem to know what she's doing. First off, if we look at her record and what the allegations are and how she tried to backpedal and sway all around her doing, she's denied this. I've seen her in the court proceedings. She's denied the fact that she mismanaged these funds and that she took trips and did all this stuff and spent all this money and is not really doing nothing, for the community of what she's supposed to be doing with it. She's denied all of it and just no accountability and thinks that she should keep her seat. And that's where I think instead of taking the frustrations out directly to her, just go and vote and get her the hell up out of there. And don't put anybody in that position that acts remotely that way. You know what I mean? Find somebody who has the qualifications and has, who's able to do the job. Just say that. Somebody who is able to do the job, not somebody just because you black and you're a woman. Let's just put black women in all these positions, even though they're really not qualified, even though they really, don't know what they're doing. Just take a chance on them. And then when they get in there, they screw up and then they want you to just keep allowing them to do it just because you're black and just because you're a woman. That's why I have a problem. I don't think that just because you're black and just because you're a woman that you should be given these opportunities, even though you don't qualify. That's a problem. That is a problem to me. I just think that is a issue. And I think a lot of these so-called as Scorpion says, so boss be in charge. How's that working out for women? I know the feminists must be proud, right? It's just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like black women are just entitled. You know what I mean? Entitled, and you think somebody owe you, and that's the type of mentality a lot of our women have. Is unfortunate. Like somebody owe you something. You want these positions. You want it just because you're black and you feel like somebody owe you, and then you get in there, you don't even know what the hell you're doing. She clearly don't know what she's doing, and this fight was just an atrocious hot mess. And this is just another reason for people to look at us and say, see, this is why you can't have them in there, because this is how they're going to act. This is why you shouldn't hire black people, because they don't know how to act. They don't know what they're doing. All they do is fight. This is what they do. It's another reason to point the finger at us to say we don't really qualify for these things. We shouldn't be in these positions. And the ones who I think mess it up is the black women. These are the ones who are out here thinking that, they don't stink and that everybody's supposed to just cater to them. And I don't think like that. I don't think that that's what it should be. Avenge the Ancestors, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, I think Henyard is a psyop sent to break what was already working. Thank you, Avenge the Ancestors. I hope I said that right. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, she just was not qualified for that job. And then, in her mind, she think that she was doing a good job, even though she, it's like, if I'm screwing up, still give me a chance because I'm black and I'm a woman. Give me the opportunity to continue to mess it up, screw it up, and let me just stay in this position because, this is what you would do for a white person. They screw up and stay in position for years. This is the mentality of a lot of these particular women. This is how they think. So, because I'm a black woman, allow me to screw up and just do what I want to do because because I am who I am. And I should be able to have the opportunity to do this. And let me just do it. Who cares if I allegedly steal some money? Who cares if I, went to Vegas and just spent the money up and, bought this and bought, who cares? Let me just do what I want to do because I'm a woman and I'm black on top of that. So I am owed the opportunity to get in these positions that rarely, not too many of black people get, but I'm going to get it and I'm going to do whatever I want to do, no matter how horrible it is. But let me do it in peace because I'm a black woman. That's what is given to me. And I just think the entitlements are just horrible. It's just horrible in my opinion. And so I really do think she needs to get out of there. They need to get somebody in there who is capable of doing the job and doing what needs to be done. Stop just hiring people just because, but hire the people who actually have the skills to do the job. And if you don't have a job, I don't care if you green, black, purple, or blue. If you're not doing the job, then you need to be replaced. That's all it is. But this brings me to, I want to play this next clip. It brings me to Tabitha Brown's video that she did about DEI. So I want to pull that up because it kind of correlates to what I'm talking about now. And Link Johnson says she was a DEI hire. And see, that's where, we got to talk about it. Because, people are out here talking about boycotting this and boycotting that and over DEI, over Trump's, and the companies taking away DEI or removing it or and they're losing their minds. And I just think it's just an issue that a lot of people have. And I want to pull up what she had to say on this. And I definitely want to get y'all thoughts on it because I just think a lot of people are confused about DEI. And especially black people, as I think a lot of us are always kind of confused by it. And I wanted to pull up this article also. I'm going to pull that up, but I want to pull up what Tabitha Brown had to say. And then people, she got some backlash behind it because people were like, nah, sis, we going to shop there regardless. and I want to talk about that clip. So let me know what y'all think in the chat. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a bit of what she had to say. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Here we go.
Hello there. Y'all all right? I know. It has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025 and we are still in January. But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sent me messages about the recent DEI announcements at Target as well. And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who is a woman-owned business, minority-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. It's for so many of us who worked so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen and approved for retail, because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black-owned businesses to hit shelves, right? Which is why it's such a big deal when we land inside of retail. So it is definitely heartbreaking to feel unsupported, right? However, I am in business in multiple ways with Target, with Walmart, and Amazon, right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right, are on Amazon. They're also in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership with Target. I sell my seasonings at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is, if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations. Listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected, and our sales will drop. Our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process. And then you got to, like, where are you going to put it? You got to have a place to store it. That's money, right? You got to have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, you know, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves.
Okay, so I'm going to stop her there for a second. So basically, you know, Tabitha Brown, like she said, she, you know, has products in Target, Walmart, different places like that. She finally got to a point where she can have, you know, have her business and have her products be sold in these major retailers. And so what it was expressing is that, hey, if, you know, because people are saying they want to boycott Target, they want to boycott these stores because of them rolling back their DEI programs. And what she's basically saying is, hey, as a Black entrepreneur, as a Black woman who, you know, has products in these stores, when you if you decide to go and boycott, I'm just summing up what she said. If you decide to go into these stores and not shop, then it's going to directly affect the people you say you're supporting. So these are women, black women it's always black women who are in an uproar and who have selective thinking when it comes to these things. So they're thinking about boycotting Target, even though Walmart has rolled back their DEI programs, and other places have, either have never had any in place or they're rolling them back as well. But they're deciding to target Target and saying that they're not going to shop there as if that's going to make a major difference. And what she's basically saying is, hey, you guys are going to hurt black owners by not shopping their products. Instead of boycotting the stores, why don't you go and support the black entrepreneurs who have products in their stores? Because it's not like the companies are just taking taking black black owners out of the stores. That would be a different thing. It's not like they're dropping, they're not removing Tabitha Brown's products. They're not moving, them rolling back DEI programs is not removing these people's products from the shelves. They're not automatically just taking them out like that. No, that's not how that's not how it operates. And so a lot of people are very, I think, just unaware of what is actually happening. I don't think they really fully understand the scope of what DEI is and who it actually affects. And so they're just thinking that this is, let's just not shop there. But you're actually hurting the very the female black, entrepreneurs that you say you want to support, and y'all are out here. You're actually going to hurt them by doing that. And so I wanted to pull this article up. I hope I can share it. Where let me remove this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it talks about, then this is from Forbes. And I'm gonna read a little bit of it. It says, while many white women have made gains in American workplaces, the gains for racial and ethnic minority women haven't been as significant, right? According to another McKinsey study, white women hold nearly 19% of all C-suite positions, while racial and ethnic minority women only hold 4%. So only 4%. Overall, white women have benefited disproportionately from corporate DEI efforts. So the thing about it, and this is something that a lot of people are aware of this, but for some reason, I think a lot of black women are not privy to this information, and they don't understand that DEI was not put in place for black women. This is something that white women have mainly benefited from, and I think a lot of people get DEI programs and affirmative action mixed up, and they're not the same. And I think so because a lot of these so-called educated black women, right, they go out here and they always run on a narrative that is false and is not really beneficial to what they say they believe in, because they don't fully understand what's happening. So the DEI efforts rarely affects black women, because majority of black women who are in the small percentage of black women who are in those positions is only a small percentage. It doesn't really affect them. So it doesn't really affect black people, because black women, because men, keep in mind, are not even in this equation. This is black women. And it's not very many of them who even hold these positions to have any merit, because the majority of white women are the ones that benefited from it. That's the part that they don't understand. And somebody brought up a good point too, because this goes back to Lyndon B. Johnson, right? In 1963, right? He was in office from 63 to 69, right? He put the Civil Rights Act in motion in 1964, if I'm not mistaken, which I think it started around 65. This woman brought up a good point that in that time frame, we didn't have black women in those positions. It was white women who started the feminist movement, the white women who wanted to separate from their white husbands, because it was, their jobs were to be housewives and not work outside of the home. So these women fought for their independence, or equality, as they would put it, so that they can be able to go out and get jobs and work just like their husbands and not only be relegated to the home with the house and the kids. So it was white women who pushed that and fought for that, and then convinced black women that they didn't need their men and that they should go out and do the same. But back then, black women were in these positions in 64 and 65. You think there were a lot of black women in these corporate positions to be able to call themselves boss chicks and run things? They were not. They were housekeeping. They were working for the white people. So they had to work. And this is where I talk about too, this idea that, these women don't want to work, when you've always had to work. Black women and men always had to work together. They didn't have the luxury to be able to sit back and say, I can be a housewife. No, the majority of black people had to work, the women and the men. So I don't know where to get this idea that, we shouldn't work together. We need to be we don't want to be at the house. We want to work, but or we shouldn't work. And the man should have to pay everything and do all of this. Where did that come from? Because the majority of black women and men had to work. They had to survive, to take care of each other. They weren't making very much money, the majority of them. And so they had to work together. And so, once again, these women are losing their minds, crashing out, all over TikTok and social media, talking about, we're going to show them, we're going to do this. And it's misplaced energy. If you're going to go boycott Target, what about all the other places? What about everything else? It's really not going to make a big difference for black women. If anything, they're going to hurt the black women that are already, in these places. Because like she said, if you don't shop their products, then when those products don't, they're not profitable, they don't make any money, they're going to remove them anyway. It's a business. It's about the bottom line. It's about the money. And if they're not performing the way they need to, then they're going to remove them, and that's going to hurt their business. So instead of going around boycotting these companies, you got to understand that's going to do more hurt to them than any good. And if y'all complaining about, there ain't not enough black women, because all they care about is the black women, they don't really care about the black men. This is going to hurt, black men are rarely in these conversations because men understand that these things don't apply to them. This doesn't help them whatsoever. The black man has to be, resolute and find his own way, because there aren't any things in place that actually benefit a black man and actually help to build him up, which I think is crazy. Because I think that's where it should be placed, because a lot of these women, unfortunately, who are in these positions, they either squander it or, they use to squander it and they don't really a lot of times know what they're doing. This is why I think that's a big mistake, but child, that's a video for a whole nother day, and I think the powers that be understand that, to be honest. I think they know the power of the black man. I think they know that if black men got together for real, or if they put a lot of black men in positions to thrive and gave them the aid and the push behind them to support them, they know it's all over. They know that's gonna be major, but they don't want to do that. So they go to the women who they know are not as strong, in my opinion. And as much as a lot of women black women like to claim, we're so strong, we're so this, black women squander a lot of things. Look at this mayor, just squander a lot of positions and still claim that, nobody don't want to give you a chance. You get chances, you don't know what to do with them. But if, in my opinion, if you took, and I'm not saying that every black man is capable of this, because I'm not saying every black man just know it all and got it good, but there are a lot of men, strong men out here who will take those opportunities if they were given a little push, and to be put in these positions, and they'll thrive and do a lot better with it, in my opinion. But it's a woman's world. It's what the women do. Everybody caters to women. Black women are so empowered to do all this, and I just don't see it. And not saying that there aren't some successful black women who are doing good, because there are, but it's not enough. And then when you have situations where there are black women who are in power or have some type of, have something, the black women out here are not doing much to really push that forward. They're not really doing much to elevate each other. They talk a good game, but they're not really doing much that I could see that's really elevating them, because the sisterhood is trash. It's not really what you think it is. It's like they're not really, you get successful, it's like they low-key hate on you behind the scenes. They're not really advocating for you, because something in them won't allow them just to be happy and work. It's something behind it. And it's the same thing when it comes to relationships. So, child, so all I wanted to point out was, listen, this DEI efforts of boycotting stores is waste of time. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to help Black women as much as y'all like to think it will, because Black women have not really benefited from it anyway. If anything, the white women should be out here protesting and complaining about it, because they actually benefited from it. And I think for Black women, when they think of diversity, they only think Black women. You don't think about, these white women would also be considered diversity in a sense, because it was a time where, as women didn't have any rights. So women in general, and they were focused on white women, not Black women, because they could care less about our rights. So it was white women who were fighting to have equal rights to a man. So they were the minority in a sense. They weren't permitted to work out, outside the home or have the bank accounts. That was white women. White women, we weren't even a thought. So it was them who petitioned and fought to put these things in place so that they could benefit. Child support, all of this stuff was not created for us. It was created for them, because their white husbands would leave them with the kids and leave them with no money, no nothing, no resources. So they finally had to come up with something, and where that the man just couldn't leave and abandon. When they talk about somebody abandoning the homes, that started with them. That didn't start with us. That started with them. And as Black people, we like to keep talking about, oh, grandpa jumped up and left and had another family across the way or whatever. But that didn't start with us. That, and that wasn't as prevalent as it was in our, on the other side. They would leave, abandon the family, and then the wife would be left at home with the kids with no resources, because remember, she couldn't work, she couldn't have a bank account, she didn't have any resources, didn't know nothing about the bills, so she was left with nothing. And so they came up with something to that they could put in place so that the woman won't be just left stranded, because she couldn't work or nothing. He was solely in charge of the finances. So when he would leave and just abandon the family, she had nothing. She couldn't pay the bills. She couldn't do anything. So there, now you have all these things, child support, what's the other stuff? Alimony and all that stuff. That was not put in place for us. That was for them, because of what was going on in their communities, that we somehow don't see it and make it seem like, oh, a Black man just will do this and abandon, and a white man won't. It started with them. All of these things were put in place for them. So if it was put in place, it was put in place for a reason. So yeah, that's what was happening. And so they needed something to help these women who, when the fathers just ran off and abandoned their families and they had left with nothing. That started with them, baby. That didn't start with us. And there are some people who start to follow suit. Okay, well, if they can do it, I guess we could do it too. But it just shows you it's not a race thing, it's a human thing. If that's who you are and that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. But we speak as if this stuff just is, it's just a Black man does this and a Black man do this. No, they didn't even count us. It's like we was invisible. Well, just work for us, and we just need y'all to work, and we don't even consider you, we weren't even considered human beings at a point. So it's not, I don't know, I just wish people would start waking up and realize what it really is. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think, it's just ridiculous to think that it's, this is going to benefit y'all boycotting the stores and all that. That ain't gonna do nothing but hurt the people, the Black women who actually have, products in that company. That's all. If you don't shop, they're gonna remove them, because if they're not bringing in $1, then they gotta go. That's what business is all about. Queen of Vibes, thank you for the super chat. Says happy Friday, D. I know you saw how Miss Super Mayor speed ran to rescue her man after noticing how he was getting his a whooping. Right. Child, thank you, Queen of Vibes. She pushed that table, baby, and ran in and got just knocked down to the side. They knocked her down so quick, she couldn't really do much. I mean, but the guy who she, that he allegedly he hit that guy, and I mean that guy was fighting back because he, I think it's just a hot mess. Queen of Vibes. Thank you for the super chat. It's just a hot mess all around. And, I know that town is probably wishing she hurry up and get on out of there because they said it was a lot of intimidation going on and everything. So I don't know. That lady is just ghetto to me, period. Thank you once again, Queen of Vibes. She's ghetto as hell. But yeah, so the DEI thing and all that stuff, they need to just leave that alone and boycott. Come on, that ain't going to make no difference, But then there were people in the comments talking about, what's her name? Saying, oh, well, she just saying this because she had products in there. What? It's like y'all ain't really about the sisterhood like y'all say. Y'all don't really give a shit about that lady and her products because that's what they were saying. So they don't care. They're not gonna buy it, and whatever. If they take our products out, they're gonna blame it on Trump. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just a hot mess, y'all. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. So we're gonna move on. I want to pull up this other story because this was just a hot mess. This next story, y'all, was just a hot mess. So this, I don't know if y'all seen the clips of this, and shout out to Queen of Accountability, Celebrity, because I think I first saw her posted this, and then it made the news, child. It made the news. This woman, let me see, I'm gonna try to pull up her picture. Child, this lady, you won't believe this. Let me see. I'm gonna try to hit the like button, y'all, while I pull this up. Baby, when I say it's some crazy stuff out here happening, it's some crazy stuff every day that's going down. And, this is why I say mental health is important. It really is, because a lot of these people are just going unchecked. I said it before. They're going unchecked, thinking that they're queens and boss chicks and they got it all together. But a lot of these people are batshit crazy. I'm just saying. Just batshit crazy. But this was Georgia lady, caregiver, was recorded dancing on the patient's head, allegedly. I'm going to say that because I'm going to play the video. At work now. At work, dancing on these I think alleged disabled patients of hers. And didn't see anything wrong with it. Thought that this was okay.
Okay, TikTok, right now it's a video that's going.
And then here she go, just so oblivious to what they're doing. The caption says, healthcare worker defends viral video of her dancing on disabled patient's head. He looks very aware and comfortable to me. This is what she says. Where in your mind do you think this okay? This is okay. I don't understand who's raising. This is the sisterhood. This is the product of probably a single mother. This is they don't. I mean, at least anyway. Let's listen to what she had to say, y'all.
Sorry, right now it's a video that's going viral of me, the healthcare worker, that's dancing on top of her patient's head. It's not what it is. Trust and believe. All I gotta say for now is angles play a big part, but we're gonna get into that another time. Okay. A lot of people in the comments talking about sexual assault, rape, just all type of dumb shit. Non-verbal. Trust and believe. He's verbal, and if he's not verbal to his kins, then I don't know what's going on over there. But around here, he be verbal, and I got proof. What you say?
Can I get my hug?
You want to get a hug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye, mama.
He looks very aware and comfortable to me, so y'all need to stop jumping to conclusions. Even though, yeah, I do see how he look, but trust me, it's not that. Enough is enough. Stay tuned.
And look at her. Now, do that look like the same person? Do that look like the same person? Look at this. Y'all gotta stop wearing them goddamn wigs. These wigs is eating their hair out. Stop wearing them. God forgive me. I'm not trying to. Stop wearing them wigs, please. This looks like a totally different person. That wig, look at her hair. The wigs is eating y'all hair out. Lord, find a new style. Cut it short. Do something. That looks like, I don't know what. Stop wearing them goddamn wigs. Them wigs is eating y'all hair out big time. And you're still putting them perms or something in your hair, and the wigs is just, no ma'am. Look at this. See, go to jail and they go see what you really look like. Hell, if you got cut it short. Wear a short hairstyle, slick it back, do something, because this ain't it. That's the same girl. So they arrested her. Child, on, Georgia TikToker gone viral for dancing over disabled person's head, arrested on felony exploitation of the disabled child. This is where you mess around and find out. Like, I don't understand. You go to work. I don't know. When I was coming up, like, people go to work, do their job, and they go home. Even though a lot of them didn't like their jobs, they took it seriously. They did their job and they go home. Now you got TikTok, you got Instagram, you got all these social media. People just think that they could do anything. And I wonder if she got fired. Because she should. Because this is not what you do at work. You don't understand that is probably some type of, that's going to be disciplinary action, or that you shouldn't be doing that. This is somebody's family member. You're not thinking of that. They just think TikTok that ran these people crazy. They really think that they can just do anything. You cannot just post anything. You can't do anything on your job. That's their time. You're getting paid to work. Just work. Stop thinking you could film everything. This is where I say this social media stuff that ran people nuts. They really feel comfortable with doing anything. They don't see anything wrong with it. She really could sit there and say, well, he seems, coherent to me. Or you think that person's family members want them recording these people and dancing on them like it's all good and they feel comfortable doing it? I wouldn't even, child, I say it's something, the brain, your brains are being fried. Social media has fried the brains. Don't cause you to think, you don't know how to think logically. You don't have any like mental awareness. You don't know how to decipher what is right from wrong. It's just, told them they tens and they done lost their minds, and then they take their wigs off and this is what it looks like. You'd have been told nothing that you do is wrong, and then in their minds they can do whatever they want and it's all good. And then you look like this, looking stupid, like, oh my God, that was a problem? Why am I going to jail? They really arrested me for doing a TikTok video? Like, they be stuck on stupid. I'm just saying. Just stuck and don't know what to do. Like, what? No, but that look on her face like, well, you effed around and you found out that that's not what you should be doing. Where are the fathers? Where are the mothers? Who's showing up? What are y'all teaching these people? Because at least we knew right from wrong. We knew, goddamn, we do something crazy, we don't have the room. We're going to go to jail. We're going to get our butts whipped. We're going to get something done. No consequences, no accountability. This is what happens when you don't have any. You just run amok, you do anything, and you think it's okay. And then be sitting behind bars looking crazy. Just looking a hot mess. I want to see if she lost her job. Because she is not, she's not credible. She's really not. I wouldn't trust her, in any facility with a loved one, because it's just not, it's not good. This is crazy. Let me see. I want to look to see if so viral video lands of Georgia caregiver in legal hot water for allegedly exploiting disabled patient. Her name is Lucretia Carmasa Koyen. She's 19. 19 was arrested on Tuesday after video of her provocative video came to light on social media. So Lucretia is charged with exploitation of a disabled person Tuesday after her viral video came across law enforcement's radar the week prior. A video shared on social media showed Koyen donning her medical scrubs, standing on the arms of a chair and dancing with one of her patients sitting in the chair. The incident report said that they say that Koyen was dancing above the client's head. Yeah. So let's see. She is also described in the incident report as a medical worker, but her particular role is not mentioned. Police also say that it appears that the videos were taken at Koyan's Loganville apartment. So it was at her apartment. The video came across the department's radar last Thursday after someone saw the video and shared it on social media. The press release says that the Loganville Police Department conducted a search warrant on Tuesday at her home, along with issuing an arrest warrant for her. The viral video has put Koyan behind bars and facing felony charges. She was booked into the Walton County Jail, the press released said. So she gonna lose her job. She probably will lose her job because this is against probably policies. You're not supposed to do this with these patients. I don't care. And it's just they don't be thinking. You just don't be using your brain. You really don't. So she's 19 years old. I mean, this is crazy. This is why I be saying, listen, something ain't right. No home training, no nothing. Just out here, just looking a hot mess, doing whatever, and thinking that it's acceptable. And then she made a post talking about it and thinking that this is okay behavior. Don't see anything wrong with it, child. Oh, well, child, it's okay. And look at a hot goddamn mess. Lady, if you don't go to jail, if you get out of jail, please take that. Don't put that damn wig back on. Don't put that wig back on. That's the little piece of advice I'm gonna give you. And don't ever do that again. That don't make no sense. Tone the Virgo says, just can't escape these 304s. They're in nursing homes. They're judges. They're even teaching our kids. Lord help us, child. Listen, that's why I'm so happy we did homeschool with our kids, because the school systems are trash. First off, and the children don't be learning nothing, and they be stealing money, all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Tone the Virgo, for the super chat. I appreciate the support. So yeah, that's why I always recommend, if you can, homeschool, but make sure you have a good curriculum and something in place for the kids to so that you can monitor them and things of that nature. If you can, a lot of people can't do that, but if you can, I would always recommend homeschool. I don't care, because people try to say, oh, the kids don't know how to communicate. That's bullshit. Yes, they do. They know how to communicate. They're not deaf and mute. They know how to communicate with each other. They know how to communicate with other people. And then you have to put them in environments too where they can communicate. But homeschool to me is better than public school any day. But yeah, this was crazy. You can look up her job title on the GA Board of Nursing website. Child, she probably got fired because this is unacceptable. If I was in charge, I would fire her too. There's no way you should be putting these patients in that type of environment. You shouldn't be filming them at all. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. And so yes, I'm sure that's could be a HIPAA violation. It could be many violations. That's why she was arrested. You're not supposed to do that. But nobody told her that. Nobody tell this. Home training is important. Home training of how to do things, how to react, how to respond to stuff is very important. But, that's something a lot of these modern women don't really teach. They don't really teach how to conduct yourself because they're modern women. Nobody can tell them nothing. It's all about them. They boss chicks and entrepreneurs. We do what we want, and they teach their children the same way. So these children are growing up in an environment where they think that they could do anything. They think that nobody can tell them anything. They think, they ish don't stink. They think that, they're entitled to do whatever it is that they want to do. They don't really think that it's a problem until they behind bars looking stupid with their wigs off. Then you realize, oh, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And then also a lot of people don't believe that they'll get arrested because it's on TikTok. They don't think, they have not put the two and two together to realize, yes, you can be arrested for things that you post on social media. And now they're starting to see it. And now they realize it's not a game. You know what I'm saying? So,
hello?
Yeah, a lot of them don't realize that if they do that, they could actually be charged. And now they see. So hopefully this is a lesson for any other of these young modern women coming up under this sisterhood. Realize that you're going to be held accountable, baby. You're not going to be able to get away with certain things, you're gonna have to understand that, hey, when you do certain things that's against the law, you got to understand you just can't do anything. And this is affecting these little children and even elementary schools. These little children are off the chain. The teachers are struggling because the lack of parenting. This is the modern woman sisterhood, the matriarchy running society, to where these young kids are being taught by these women and they're teaching them, or lack thereof, the wrong things. And then they got to go into schools, deal with everybody else, other logical, sane people who have common sense. They got to deal with them, and you got to deal with these untrained hood rats who don't know the difference between right and wrong because they were never taught it. You got to deal with these kind of people. You got to deal with these kind of people, and it's just not good for society. You know what I'm saying? So it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? Cases and Cam says new setup, DeeDee. Not really. I just moved the camera over a little bit, so it might be considered a new setup. Just move the camera to a different angle because I changed my little setup. Moved it. I just moved it over a little bit. But oh my bad. Oh my God, the back of me is just so washed out. But yeah, it's just crazy. So let's move on, y'all. Make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Let's move on. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello?
You ready?
I'm ready.
What's your name, honey?
Janice.
Janice, where are you calling me from?
Western New York.
Western New York. How old are you?
I'm 42.
42. What you do for a living?
I'm a caseworker.
Caseworker. You have any kids?
I do. Brace yourself.
Girl, I don't think I believe you won't be able to top the women that been on my show.
I have 7 children.
You're tied. You're tied. How about that one? You're tied. I was gonna say 7, I think, is the highest at the moment. 7 kids. How old are they?
I have 3 grown children, 26, 21, 20, and I have 4 younger children, 16, 13, 9, and 7.
Are they all by the same man?
No.
How many men?
5.
5 men. Have you ever been married?
Twice.
Twice. Okay. When did you get divorced last?
2007.
2007. Okay. So this is Janice Reed, Western New York, 42, caseworker, 7 kids. And when's your birthday or zodiac sign? Huh?
And 1 granddaughter.
And 1 granddaughter. When's your birthday or zodiac sign?
March, Pisces.
March, Pisces. All right, boo. What kind of man you looking for? I'm gonna tell you right now. 7 kids might be a lot for. I mean, it's what they tell me. It's what the men say. 7 kids, 5 baby daddies. I don't know. Anything is possible. But that's what they tell me on this show. That's gonna be a lot. So, what kind of man you looking for, boo?
Well, the right one will accept it all.
The right one will accept it all. Okay. Because I mean, there was the 5th baby daddy. How many kids did you have when you were with him before you had his child?
That was my last 2. Oh, I had 5 when I met him.
Okay. And then you had 2 by him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what kind of man you looking for, boo?
Before we get into the type of man, would y'all date a woman who has 7 kids? Let me know. Yes or no? Yes or no? Would you date a woman who has, well, she had 5. 5 or 7, what's the difference? Would you date a woman who has 5 up to 7 kids, even if she was a nice sweetheart, she was very attractive, she looked good, she could cook, she could clean, she was willing to do all the things that you wanted to do? Would you give her a chance if she has 7 kids already? Would you give a good woman who is wanting to be loyal, want to be submissive? She looked good, everything at 42, but she looked good. She could cook, she could clean. She's going to do what you want her to do. She's going to be cooperative. She don't mind going 50-50. All of that. Would you date her? Would you give her a chance if she has 7 kids? Yes or no? Don't hold back. Let's see. Let's go. I want to know. Yes or no? I see hell nah, hell to the no, hell. What are you doing with all them kids? Nah, no, no. Oh my God. I can't risk my life. Men, it's going to be like Royal Rumble in the house every night. No, no. God damn. No, not seriously. Not seriously, F Wood. Okay. I'm not touching my zipper. Ooh, okay. The woman don't exist. LOL. But yeah, if with single mothers, but no for the kids, hell no, no. So okay, alarmingly no. So no, so not at all, not a chance. She got all the EBT in the world with all them kids. Not that. Her kids following her footsteps and having kids out of wedlock. Right. 5 men. Right. No. Does she drink man gravy or no? Oh no. Oh shit. 7 for 5 is crazy work though. Should have married him then. Right. Yeah. If she has more than 3, nope. So more than 3, no. She said some of them are grown though. Even if they're grown, and you expect every man to like your kids, but your kids don't like me. I ain't their daddy. And what are the daddies doing for the kids? It's over. You just one night stand material. Gotcha. She washed up out here. She's a side piece. She clearly consumed man gravy. Oh my God. So overwhelmingly, no. That EBT is over with soon this year. Right, child. There's a video of a lady crying because her EBT is gone, honey. So let's talk about homeschooling. So overwhelmingly no. So I don't know, and I'm assuming most men, according to you guys, most men feel like that. So I, it is what it is. I don't know if I'm saying it, Mayim, the goddess, or Mayim, the goddess. I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, as a RN of 17 years, I was so ashamed to see her. And I noticed a change when the scrubs tighter. And yes, jail is real in our profession. Thank you so much. Right, exactly. I get what you're saying. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the comment. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and this is why I say a lot of women don't listen to what men say. Great Win, thank you for the super chat. Says, I'd rather be single with my dog and PlayStation 5 for the rest of my life than settle for single mom. Shout out to you, Great Win. I appreciate you for that, for the comment and the super chat. Thank you so much for the support, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah. Now, D, you know the answer to that question. I sure do. Right. I gotta ask, because look, somebody said 3. If it's 3, they'll take a woman with 3. Right? So 3. So some different folks, different strokes. He said 3, over 3. So up to 3 is cool, but more than 3, he said no. So sometimes our kids are homeschooled and are ahead, and they're not socially awkward. Thank you. This is I had to deal with this for years. Majority of my children have graduated at this point, though. I only have 3 that are still in school at this point, but my older children are all graduated. I have 3 that are still homeschooled. And they're just fine. They know how to communicate. They're not socially awkward. They know how to talk. And it's like they know how to communicate with you. They'll talk to you, ask you questions. They don't have a problem with that. And I think a lot of people think that, that children. Now, there are some socially awkward people, but it's not just homeschool children. There are socially awkward children in public school or private schools. So if you're socially awkward, it's not because you were homeschooled. It's just because you're just socially awkward. You know what I'm saying? Every child is not the same. So, yeah, I think homeschool was one of the best things we could have done with our kids. Now, it's hard work, because at first I was just doing the homeschooling solely, like it created a curriculum, and that was hard. And then I got them into a program online. So they're basically doing school online, but from home. So, yeah, and then for some of my some of my children, like the older ones, some had difficulties and some didn't. And so we had to kind of switch up the program for a couple of them because it was the I don't know if you guys have heard of K-12. So they were in K-12. K-12 was a little too fast paced for a couple of my sons at one point. So we had to switch it up, get him in a different program, and it worked out where he could move at his own pace. Worked out for him. They're all graduated, but I still have 3 who are homeschooling, and they have their curriculum and they're doing good. Like my 8-year-old, he'll be 8 years old this year. He's ahead. This kid is just ahead. Like, he's into numbers, he's and my 10-year-olds, they are above their grade average. Like if we were to put them into private school, or they are above their grade level, so they're ahead. So it's not, and it's what you expose them to. It's what, all of that kind of stuff. You expose them to, things early on, like, people say television is not good for your children. And I agree. I don't think your kids should just be sitting up watching, but it depends on what they're watching, and if they're spending a lot of time, which I wouldn't say put your kid in front of a television all day. No. But for my youngest ones at this point, my youngest son and my daughter were exposed to educational programs early on. So they picked up on things way ahead of time. So they're above their grade levels because they were learning things that was above their grade level. They were learning, multiplication and division, the basic things, but multiplication, fractions, pie and things of that nature early, way before it was, if we were to test them and put them in school, they would be above their grade level. I'll just say that. Maybe a grade or 2. You know what I mean? So it's what you expose them to. That's all. It's not about, public schools are failing. They're failing. Those kids are being pushed ahead. I'm going deep, but the grading scale has been lowered. Now I think, they're making it easier to pass them, even though they're not learning, because it's rushed, it's pushed, and they push them ahead, even though these kids can't read good. They can't, they're not really learning anything. And I think homeschool you're able to actually get the kid to learn. They can learn more things. And it's not on that's, they can learn a multitude of things. You can expose them to different things, not just the curriculum that the school has. So I think that's where it's more beneficial, in my opinion. Right. Mia, what is it? Mia Academy, that's what you're saying? Is a great online program. They can go back and catch up as needed and move ahead as needed. Yeah, there's programs like that. And there's other programs that you can incorporate too, to add to that. And then you can give them a variety of things. They don't have to, they can learn, hell, you want to learn politics. You can learn, you can learn all kinds of things. It's not just specific to one thing or one curriculum. They can learn all types of things, and read all types of books. That's what I like about it. And I love exposing them to, new books and new things. And we don't expose them to just children. They have children's books, but other books as well. Books, and I love buying books for my kids, and they're into it too. They like to read. So I let them read all types of books, things that they're interested in, not just, one thing. You can expose them to a lot of things. So that's the good thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Great work with that. Who's going to teach them to read? Only if the parent is competent. Not true. Ever hear? But most teachers aren't trained to teach. Right. My sister has a master's in psychology, but was teacher middle school math. Public school is bad all over the country. Yes, Republican defunding and demanding public education does that. Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I say it's work. It's work. Please stay married or you'll be the next subject. Scorpion Chris. Yeah, listen. I said this before. Listen, me and my husband been together over 20 something years. What's the point of leaving at this point? This is what I don't be understanding. We're going to get back to the video. I will say this. And I pray that God, and I do believe in God, bless us to be healthy as possible and live as long as we possibly can so we can, I don't want to die young. I still feel like I'm relatively young. And I say the same for my husband because he don't say he's old. So look, hopefully the Lord could keep us safe and we try to be healthy and stay as long as we could. I want to see grandkids and things of that nature. I don't understand the point of divorce. What's the point of divorcing? Especially the older you get. What's the point? Because I said it before, till death do us part, whether I leave out here first or whether my husband go first, which I want us to have a long life, and whoever goes first, that's when that'll happen. I said it before. That's when that'll happen. I don't see the point. What's the point? What for what? Why would I leave? My husband certainly ain't going nowhere, and bless his heart, I don't want anything to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? Because that would be the only way out. Neither one of us see the point. What's the point? What's in the streets? Why would I want to go to the streets? Ain't shit out there for me, and ain't shit out. He certainly don't want to go nowhere else. What's the point? What I'm gonna divorce my husband to do what? This is why I don't understand Tia Mowry. This is why I talk about that, which I'm going to talk about that too. Hopefully, maybe I'll be back live tomorrow and talk about that because allegedly her and her husband ex are talking about getting back together. But babe, we're going to talk about that. We're going to save that for another video or for another live stream because I want to talk about that. But maybe tomorrow, if y'all want, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want to talk about Tia tomorrow. Normally, I don't do lives on Saturdays. Normally, if y'all want to hear about Tia tomorrow, put yes in the chat and we'll discuss that tomorrow in a live stream. Put yes in the chat. If I get enough yeses, we'll be back tomorrow talking about that, or I'll just put it in a video. But let me know if y'all want to see the Tia update. Put a yes in the chat for tomorrow. If y'all want a Saturday live, let me know. If not, I'll just wait. But I don't see the point of divorcing. If you've been married over 20 years, we got a whole family together. What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do what's gonna be out there for me in the streets? Thank you, Mayim the Goddess, for the super chat. Says our kids are homeschooled and are ahead, and they are not socially awkward. Thank you. I appreciate you. What's in the streets for me? Huh? What's out there? See, I'm not delusional. This is why I speak the way I speak, because I really believe what I'm saying. I don't believe in divorce. My husband ain't beat my head between the washer and the dryer, so there's no abuse. You know what I'm saying? He not beat me between the washer and the dryer, so I can't claim that. He's not a cheater. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had to go look around and run and duck and follow him around and put fucking trackers on his phone and follow him. No, he goes to work. He's a hardworking man. He's a good father. He's a good husband. I love him. What's the point of me leaving, right? He treats me great. So what? We're growing old together. We have a whole family, a big family. I have a good man. He's worked his whole, damn near life. He's responsible. None of us are perfect. He got his little flaws, just like I do, But hell, over 20-something years, y'all learn to work with each other. I know him. He know me. There's no secrets. We know each other. He know I'm crazy. I know he has his ways. So I've never had to chase him, trying to catch him in the act or doing something crazy. No reason to suspect that whatsoever. So I'm good on that front. We're not perfect. We argue. We don't always get along. Child, that's a part of being together. Okay, what am I gonna do? That's what I'm saying. And what I understand people saying, oh, don't get what am I gonna get a divorce for? What? At this point, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go outside and do what? What? Yeah, I understand that ain't nothing out in the streets for what? I already have what I want. I have what I want. I'm not tempted. There's nothing out there. I don't want to. That's why I be saying, like, these women are delusional. These people that lied to these folks and told them girl, your man need to be doing this and he need to be doing that, and then you leave and then you go out here just to try to come back because you realize ain't nothing out in the streets. I don't care how attractive you think you are, child, you're still a 40-something-year-old woman out here with, you broke your family up to go find what? And for Tia Mowry, she realized there ain't nothing out there, girl. Grills, she going on dates and doing all that. Ain't nothing out there. All you gonna throw away your family for it to be a side chick? Because that's what ends up happening. You've been somebody's side piece. They're not going to look at these men on here saying they don't want you a side piece at this point. You got children, you've been married, you walked away from it. Now you gonna lose all of that to be somebody's side chick? You gonna relegate yourself to a side piece when you were a wife? Make it make sense. So, child, I understand. Like what it is. Like, come on. It doesn't make any sense. Graduation and a celebration, girl, lies. These people will have you out there single, tripping out, crashing out because you know you made a bad decision. I said Tia, no, she made a mistake. It's crazy to me. But that's why, and I say, listen, I'm trying to go through the super chats. I don't want to miss anybody. If you don't marry a person and honor the vows that you spoke before you and God and everybody else, then if you don't really take that seriously, then you shouldn't be married. Divine Photo says, speaking of Kendra, DeeDee, you heard about Kendra crashing out on male content creators who react to her and call them B-word men with B-word kids? I did. Thank you for the super chat, Divine Photos. Yeah, I did see that. I may pull it up because I was, who sent it to me? Queen of Vibes sent me that, I think, and I just recently saw it. Yeah, that's crazy. Thank you, Divine Photos. I did see it. I'm like, wow, that's insane to me to take that approach. And I might just pull it up for y'all and just play it. But yeah, I just think that is crazy. When people, fair use is in place for a reason. Fair use, and you have to be careful because sometimes people will flag your videos or content creators will flag your videos or claim content on it. But a lot of times, if you're reacting to it, if you're on camera and you're reacting to it, then it's considered fair use a lot of the time. So usually YouTube will send them something saying that, hey, this is fair use. There's nothing they can do about it. And that's happened. I think Kendra did that to Thon Lexi. Like, she flagged one of his videos a while back because it's not the first time she did that. This is the second time she did that. And she couldn't do anything about it because it's fair use. Now, it's a difference between if you take somebody's content and you just play it and you don't react to it or changed it up or anything, then that is straight copyright because you didn't do anything to alter it. But once you're on camera and you're speaking and you're stopped, that's why we stop and go, you're reacting to it, then it's considered fair use. And so I don't know if Kendra is aware of that. I think she may be, but she still doesn't like the fact of, and she specifically points out the men, which I react to her stuff. There are women who react to her stuff as well. But she points out the men, and I think that, that's not the way you go about it. A lot of times when people react to my content as well, and I'm cool with it. As long as you're not just straight ripping and you're actually reacting to it, I'm cool with it because I know that when people react to your content, it builds your channel. It actually, a lot of reaction channels spread your content where to other places where maybe some people may not be aware of you. They become aware of your content in that way. So it's almost like a promotional tool. And people who do this, they understand it. They understand that, hey, they're sharing it. And that's why, you either at the person or maybe put the link, or if you mention them, people who are not familiar with them but may like the content, they'll go to that channel and start watching the content. So it's almost like a little way of advertising your channel. So it's like a promotional tool that you don't really have to pay for. And I don't know if she understands that, or she just felt a need to call the male podcasters who react to her, call them out, because she did the same thing before. And maybe she don't like it, or she got an issue with men in some ways, because the way she came out and said that, it was a little harsh. And it seems like, to me, it almost was, to say what she said was male bashing. And then their kids, they have, bitch ass kids. I think that was a little bit too much. What? There was no need for that. That was no, but once again, we've seen, Kendra G go back and forth with Kevin Samuels and how she really feels about men. I don't know if she sounded like she was in her feelings to me. She was in her feelings, and she got an issue with men for whatever reason, So I that's just what that is. I didn't think that was cool at all. Whitney R, thank you for the super chat, says, I think homeschooling is better, but at the same time, I would want my future kids to attend prom, take school pictures, make friends, and etc. Yeah, that's true too. Some of the homeschools have dances. My daughter went to her school dance. They had a school dance. Some of them have actual graduations. My daughter she graduated from homeschool. So some of them have graduations. They don't, some of them have proms, some of them don't, but they had school dances. They have a graduation ceremony. They communicate with the class. My daughter met her best friend at the time through homeschool. So yeah, there are things that some of the schools do. A lot of them don't have it, but some of them do, because it's about a budget thing. You know what I'm saying? So yes, but a lot of them have that. They have that, and they take school pictures. I know my daughter, she's grown now. When she was doing it, they had school. She went to the school dance. They had a graduation ceremony. They had field trips and everything. So it just depends on which one you are in. They have field trips. They talk to the classmates. They have then they had to do testing outside of the school. So they're testing. They still had to do testing. So they meet up at the testing sites. All the kids are there. They would hold like the testing sites at like hotels, like a hotel meeting rooms and stuff. They meet there, the children test. The kids all communicate. They meet each other. They talk. I remember my sons went, they talking to the teacher. I mean, they were having a good time with the teacher, talking to the teachers. So they still have outings. They still can do that thing. And if that's not the, if they didn't have that with some of my other children, we created it. We created something for them. So we, created their graduation pictures, stuff like that. If the stuff that they didn't have, the ones who didn't have it, we created it. We'll take them on outings. I remember my daughter met up with the homeschool kids. So you have to be more like active with it. You have to create the scenario. That's the only thing that could be difficult if you don't have the time. If you gotta work and all of that, you can't. It would be difficult to do. But by me being at home with the kids, it was easier to do because my husband went to work, so we could plan that stuff out. I didn't have to. I was able to get them more involved. So there were things that they were involved in, some of them, but the younger ones now, it's not like that. So we have to create it. So you have to just be more involved and be creative with it. So yeah, but yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, Whitney. I appreciate you. Let's see. Calvin Cook, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, ever been in the club and wonder why you are there? Ever been in the club and wonder why you are there? Is that a question? Is that a question, Calvin? No, I've never. I've been in the club, but with my husband, so I knew why. We had a good time. I've never really been to a club like that. When I was younger, I didn't like clubs. Yeah, and when I did go to the clubs, it was with me and my husband. I've been offered to go to clubs and I just didn't go. I just never liked that environment for some reason, but it's actually fun. It's fun. So, but when I did go, remember, I was young when I got 25 when I got married, right? And so when I was younger than that, I really didn't frequent clubs. I really didn't. I never liked crowds. So, all people all up on you. I don't like that. But me and my husband went and we had a great time. We went to clubs. We went to a few clubs. We don't do it often, but we went to a few and we have a good time. So I don't know if that's a question to me or not, but thank you for the super chat, Kelvin. XYZ says, blessings to you, DeeDee. Graduation and a celebration. Right. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Divine Photo says, men could say women who sleep with Pookies create criminals that would rob you. Kendra, but we know better. Plus, it's Kendra's fault for bringing ghetto guests, child. Thank you, Divine Photos. I get what you're saying, child. It's crazy, though. Thank you once again for the support. I appreciate you. I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Mayam, the goddess, says Kendra bashed black men specifically. She is the prime example of how black women think. Then expect our men to simp, shaking my head. Men run. Yeah, you got a point there. You got a point there. Thank you for the super chat and the support. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think Kendra is, she's not all the way there. I think she learned some things since the time she's been on YouTube. But I think, how you really feel, how she really feels, I think comes out about men. I think she really, the way she's been thinking about men is how she really feel about men. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. And I think when she says stuff like that, it just reiterates that, how she really feels. And that's why I say who you are for real is gonna show how you really think. If you're faking the funk, if you're saying one thing just to, like they say, to be a pick me or whatever, then your real thoughts are gonna show. How you really feel is gonna come out. And that's okay. Just be real with yourself and be real with the people that's watching. If that's how you really feel, stand on business. If you really don't really like men, or you really think men are punk ass ninjas or whatever, just say that and own it. Stick to it. Stick to what you believe. That's it. Don't try to switch it up or try to force yourself to think a different way, because it's never going to happen. You know what I mean? What you think and how you feel is going to show. If you really are for men or really for relationships, that's going to be consistent. If you really don't give a damn about a man and you really think women are the prize, just be who you are. Say how you feel. Everybody don't have to agree. Say how you really feel. That's it. Because if not, it comes out. It comes out. It'll show. It'll show. Let's continue.
He has to be a good communicator. He has to be fun, outgoing. He has to be God-fearing. He has to be level-headed, have a great sense of humor. He has to be healed. He has to be available emotionally. He has to be mentally stable. He got to be a go-getter.
Healed, mentally stable. That's a projection. That's something that you are not. When you find women asking for a man to have all these things, it's because they don't have it. 9 times out of 10, they don't have it. They're not fully healed. They are lacking of everything that they're looking for from a man. That's why they want a man with all of it, so that hopefully it can help them heal. Because a lot of women think that way. They think, if I get a man who's healed and has all that together, he's not gonna want to deal with her. That's the part they don't realize. You don't see your deficits. You don't see where you will not qualify for the very man that you want. A man who has his mental together and he's had to work on it, he's not going to deal with somebody else's fractured ego or fractured self. He's not going to deal with somebody who are missing the things that he's worked so hard for. Because you got to understand, to have your mental on straight in spite of the things that you've been through in life, it's not easy. It's not easy to achieve. People have to and you have to keep yourself there. It's not just getting there, but it's maintaining that. And you will not let somebody else who don't have that to minimize what you've worked so hard for. So this is why men stress about peace, keeping their peace, keeping their sanity. They don't want to jeopardize their peace that they've worked hard to attain. They don't want to jeopardize it with the woman who doesn't have peace herself, who is fractured, who is not whole. So y'all got to understand the things that you're asking for, you need to make sure you have it first. And you got to understand too, your actions and your livelihood and how you've chosen to move says a lot about you. So if you got 7 kids, you were married, you got what she said. Then she said 5 baby daddies. Did she say 5 baby daddies? And she was married twice. That says a lot about your sanity, your mental stability. Because how are you moving and choosing those actions, and then you want to say, I want to hold? That doesn't say you're whole. It doesn't scream you got your shit together. It screams you got issues. It screams You need some work to do. And I don't think they don't correlate that to that. They don't correlate the choices to their mentality. They seem to separate the two. They don't seem to think that if you chose to babies with all these different men, that says a lot about their mentality. They don't see that. But men get it and men see it. And this is why men refuse to take these types of women seriously. And they still be looking like, hey, I'm the prize. I'm this. I'm so great. I'm so perfect. I got it together. Why won't you be with me? But you don't understand. This is why your actions say a lot about you. Say a lot about your stability, your choices, all of it. Because it says that you need help. And these men don't want to jeopardize their livelihood and their peace to deal with the issues that might come with you based on your choices. That's all I'm saying. Rick H. Town, thank you for the super chat, says, all these women sound like copy and paste. Oh, straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate you. Straight up. The sisterhood. The what they call it? The echo chamber, baby. It's the echo chamber. They all say the same stuff. No matter what their situation is. They can have 12 children by 12 different men. They're all going to say the same shit. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate you. The same thing. It's the sisterhood talking points, child. Let's continue.
He got to be about his business because I'm about my business.
Okay. What's some deal breakers?
Girl.
Emotionally unstable.
Rejection.
I don't do smokers. Someone who doesn't take care of their children. Of course, bad hygiene. Someone who doesn't have his stuff together.
Doesn't have his stuff together. Okay. This is Janice. Does he have to look a certain way?
No. I'm 5'7.5", so doesn't have to be too tall, not too short. I don't have any kind of weight preference or anything like that. He just has to be appealing to me.
Okay. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
Girl.
Not really. Maybe 50K and up.
50K and up. All right, let's do the Kendra Campbell.
I was cleaning my house, so.
Girl, what? So let me tell you something. Didn't you know you was gonna call the show? Then you know you was gonna call the show. Why y'all don't ever get y'all shit together? You want a man who with his shit together, and you ain't got yours together. You can't even get it together for a show, a short show to promote yourself. You can't. I want a man with his shit together. What do you look at you? I was cleaning my house, so okay, I'm just calling the Kendra G show in my cleaning clothes. He might want a woman who got her shit together too. So why don't you put your best foot forward? It's what I'm saying. So lackadaisical. The things you want are above, just above. And then what you present is below. You want a man with his shit together, and you can't even, show put your best foot forward to show the man what he would be getting. Baby, I'm sorry. If I was single and I was really looking for the Kendra G, you best believe, baby, I'm gonna have makeup done, hair done. I'm just saying, I'm gonna have a nice outfit on. I'm gonna be sitting there looking like, okay, here you go. This is what you gonna get. Why? It's so laxed. He gotta have his everything together, and look how you present yourself. Like you just a cleaning lady to him. You just clean my house. Okay, I didn't think about putting myself together for a potential man who I want to have all of these things. This is why you attract what you are. You're gonna attract what you are. So if you, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. She's not a bad looking woman, but I'm like, why not put your best foot forward? It's like going out on a date. They like to say, oh, we need this and that, and I need a man to pay me so I can look my best. But you want to look your best for the date. But on here, this is your representation. This is your first initial, introduction to a possible man. Oh, you got 7 children and 5 baby daddies, and you don't think that you got to do the most to even try to attract a man? I mean, at that point, you should come on here looking like a goddess. Like, hold on, wait a minute. I know I got 7 kids, but look at this. This ain't putting your best foot forward, ma'am.
Oh, we see you. Okay. What's the age range you would date, Janice?
I would do 40 to 50.
Okay. I'm assuming, are you done with having kids?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Could the guy have kids?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Does he have to be in Western New York?
I don't plan on being here long.
Okay, she don't plan on being there long. So Janice, okay. When was your last relationship?
It ended in March.
In March. Okay. You don't gotta answer this question, but when's the last time you was intimate with someone?
3 months ago.
3 months ago. Okay. Why do you think you're single?
I just needed time to heal.
Needed time to heal. Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I would say I'm nurturing, I'm caring. I love to eat. I'm a good cook. I'm supportive.
See, you love to eat, honey.
I'm emotionally stable. And just an all around classy woman.
All right. And let's do it, boo. Give them how you want them to reach out to you, Instagram or Facebook?
Facebook.
Facebook. All right. What is your Facebook page?
My name, Janice Reed.
Right there, Janice Reed?
Yes.
All right, fellas, if you're interested, that's how you do it. Janice Reed, Western New York, 42, caseworker.
Okay, child. I got one more for y'all. We got a little bit of time. Yeah. I don't know. I could tell she liked to eat. She was not an ugly woman. I think she was cute in the face. But, you know, they going to realize the time is up. You don't have all these different opportunities, child. One of them 5 baby daddies should be her man. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion, ma'am. One of the 5, go find one of them and be with them, because most men are not willing to accept that. I'm just saying, not saying she's bad or anything, but most men are not willing to take on that big of a responsibility. Even if a lot of the kids are grown, most men don't want that. Before we move on to the next one that I have for you guys, make sure you are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. Yeah, Fourth Dimension says too many kids. That's too many. A lot of these men don't even have children. And to come into all of that, that's a lot to ask of any man, you know? And I think they don't think about it until they by themselves. But I want to show this to y'all real quick. This is the ultimate transformation. I want to show y'all real quick, and we'll move on to the video, because I've been holding on to this video. This is what you probably don't want when it comes to makeup. Because a lot of y'all be talking about the makeup. Look at this. Look at this. This is a transformation. Look. This is when we talk about transforming. Look. Look at this. Look. This is what we say when we talk about transformation. I think this is what y'all talking about. Look at this. Child. This is just one of them. I'm going to start pulling these videos up so y'all can see. I think this is what men are talking about. Look. Red eyes and all. Red eyes was gone. Look at this. This is how makeup could transform you. I wanted to play this for y'all because when we talk about makeup, you shouldn't look much different with or without makeup, right? If I come on here sometimes with no makeup on or barely any, and you can still see I look my face, right? Am I lying? Tell me if I'm lying. Maybe I'm delusional. You can still see what I look like pretty much with damn near no makeup on versus some extra. Look at this. My skin texture is pretty much the same without makeup. Child, when y'all say no makeup, I think this is what y'all be talking about. Because look. Makeup does wonders. I'm just saying. I just wanted to point this out because I'm gonna start showing y'all these videos because there's a whole bunch of them. True, and if the caption says fear makeups. I'm just saying. Look how cute. Look at that makeup. It looks good. But when she take it off, this who you gonna see. See that's the real. See? You see? I mean, no shade to this lady. Shout out to her. But I'm just saying, I think this what y'all saying when y'all talk about makeup, how it transforms you. I'm not talking about accentuating, because to me, makeup is to accentuate what you already have or create a little bit, not where you look like a totally different person. You know, there's drops you can put in your eyes for the redness. The makeup just really transform you completely. I love a good beat face, what is what they call it, makeup. I love makeup, but not to the point where I don't look like myself. Like you could see me in it. You know what I mean? You could still see my face, who I look like. It's not that much different from when I don't wear it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the transformation. You go from that to that. You see what I'm saying? That's a stark difference. That's a stark difference. I just want y'all some more Resident Evil. Who said Resident Evil? Miles Davis.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh snap! Y'all know how mess. Oh Lord! I'm gonna get you, sucker. Witchcraft, right? Oh Lord, Flavor Flav Mama. Oh no, y'all wrong for that. What before the makeup or after? Which one? Skinwalker, y'all a mess. I'm just saying. Let me get this off each of y'all. Get me in trouble. Oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus, Lord, help him, baby, help him. So we're gonna move on. Oh Jesus, Lord, help them, Lord. They don't know what they doing, Lord. Help them out, Jesus. They wrong for that. Hold on. Where this video at? All right, so I'm gonna put. I got another one for y'all. I want to share, y'all. Ciao. Where's she at? Here we go. All right, hit the like button, y'all. Please.
Hi. Is your name Royal?
My name is Lashana, but everyone calls me Royal.
Michael Blackson. She kind of do look like Michael Blackson. I ain't gonna hold you. Rick. Yeah. She kind of did look like Michael Blackson. I ain't gonna lie. I can agree with that. Let's continue.
You want me to call you Royal?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Royal, where you calling me from, boo?
I am calling you from Chicago.
Chicago. How old are you?
Yes. I am 47.
47. What you do
Yeah.
for a living? All new and improved Kendra G singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones.
I am an entrepreneur and I also work for the government.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
I do. I have 2 adult children.
Okay. How old are your adult children?
25 and 32.
25 and 32. 20. Both by the same man?
Both by the same man.
You ever been married?
Twice.
Oh, okay. When did you get divorced last?
I just got the divorce in January, but I've been of this year.
So
but
is January like 15th?
I know the beginning of the year.
So you've been but you're officially divorced, not separated.
I'm officially divorced, but I've been separated for 3 years.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Royal, Chicago, 47. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn. Oh, when's your birthday?
The 4th of January.
So did you get divorced on your birthday? Shoot.
No, actually, it was official Monday. That Monday, because my birthday was on the Saturday, so it became official that Monday.
The next day.
Yeah.
Had a divorce and a birthday party all in one.
Yes, I did.
2 for 1 special.
But we're good friends and everything, so it was not a messy, bad divorce or anything like that. So yeah.
How you good friends after you get a divorce? I don't understand that. Couldn't y'all have been good friends while y'all were married? What? How y'all end up? It wasn't a messy divorce. y'all good friends after the divorce? And look, I'm not trying to be naive or anything. I know sometimes people just don't get along. They just can't see eye to eye. They just can't work it out, I guess. But then after y'all divorce, y'all become the best of friends. That ought to tell you something. It wasn't that y'all couldn't work it out. Y'all just didn't want to, or somebody didn't want to. And I'm gonna have to assume it's the women because they're the ones who actually are the ones who leave. So you just, but how you leave and then y'all become the good friends. I don't understand that. Let's continue.
Okay. All right. So we got Royal Chicago, 47, Capricorn, entrepreneur, works for the government. Mom to two, married twice, officially divorced about 11 days ago.
Yes.
What kind of man are you looking for?
I am looking for someone that's ambitious, someone with an entrepreneurial mindset, someone who is just ready to settle down. I am looking for a long-term relationship. I like to be in long-term relationships, and someone who likes the outdoors, likes to work out. Yeah.
So they're gonna say you want to be in a long-term relationship. You got a divorce. So why'd you get a divorce? Do you want to share?
I got a divorce because I will say we were two good people that just moved in two different directions.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't have the entrepreneur type of, and I'm not saying that is a deal breaker, but we did have money is an issue these days, and sometimes people don't want to gamble, or that's what he called it, gambling with money, and yeah, so it was that difference that was the deal breaker for us.
Okay.
It was the deal breaker for her. She wanted, and I'm just gonna go off of what assume based off of what she's saying. So my assumption would be, in my opinion, she wanted her husband to be something that he wasn't. She felt in her head that she wanted him to be something other than what she married. And that tends to happen. So she said two good people. So automatically she said he's a good dude. He's a good dude, but y'all going in two different directions because you felt and you had a feeling that you want to elevate financially and you want him to make the biggest change. Because majority of the time when you hear a woman say we were going in two different directions, that means she changed. That means she wanted something differently than what she was getting from him. So instead of her making a change in what she wants and what she's conjured up, she wants him to make all the changes. That's a common thing that happens in marriages. So you want him to become an entrepreneur. He said that's gambling. You want him to, so he probably works and he's productive, but she wants more and she's putting the pressure on him to do it. That's what I hear. And so he doesn't want to gamble because he's comfortable where he is, but she's not. So she leaves him thinking that she's going to go find a man who has this entrepreneurial mindset and that he's going to want her, and there somehow it's going to level her up and they're going to level up together when she probably had the best man that she could have. That's where a lot of, when you hear women say, oh, we grew apart and we're just going in two different directions, it's the women. It's the women. This is why I said, me and my husband was talking about this the other day, and I said, listen, I understand that there are men that need to work on themselves, but baby, it's the women who get this thought and this whim up their asses. They get this idea that I want a man who got a entrepreneurial spirit, and I want him to go out and start these businesses and do all these things, when that's not who he is. It doesn't mean he's a bad man. It doesn't mean that he doesn't make good money. They get this idea from other women who say, I need him to push ahead and he need to do more. And every man is not like that. He's comfortable where he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you want that, you go do it. You go out and start a business and do all this stuff. It's the craziest thing, but it's the women who are thinking, oh, we want to elevate. Now you want a rich man. You want a man with all this money and got all these things going on. And you thinking at your age and your circumstances and your situation that you're going to go find a man who has that already, but you're not considering that he probably don't want you. That's the thing. You probably had the best that you ever was going to get. And that somehow women, that's an insult to women. Women think, because they really think that they're more than what they are. They think that they have all these options. And while I don't think a lot of these women are bad looking women, they don't really understand the full scope of what they're doing. You had a good man by your own words, and that was your husband. And now you're going to drop him because he don't want to go start a business and risk the money that y'all have. Instead of y'all working and building together, you think that you're going to go find a man who got a business mind and got businesses and make way more money or whatever, or he's going to want to work with you, and then knowing that you had a husband and you walked away because the man didn't choose to do what you thought he should be doing. It's a big mistake that I think a lot of women make. I think a lot of women make a big mistake. I think, you want to flip up the program in the middle. And I understand progressing in life and, doing better, but you can't control another person. You can't force somebody to do what you think they should be doing, because that's just your mindset. You got to let that person choose for themselves and do what, gradually move in at their own pace. You can't control everything. You can't control a man. You can't control other people. You can only control yourself. So listen, I think that's a big mistake that a lot of these women make. The ones who are married to good men, but you just think this man's supposed to change. Oh, we grew apart because you wanted him to do X, Y, Z. That's a big mistake in my opinion. Let's continue.
What are your deal breakers outside of what you went through with your last husband?
My deal breakers is just someone that's not honest, someone that's not ambitious, someone that's not aware of their mental health. Stuff like that. I don't want no crazies or anything like that. Someone who is just in tune with their mental health, and it's okay for men to be in tune with that.
Okay. Let's get this question. Sam Major said, are your children by ex-husbands 2 by 2 or 2 by 1?
2 by 1.
2 by 1. So you're both of your you have your 2 kids are by the same man. That's right. It was married.
Yeah.
Okay.
My first husband, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Should the guy look a certain way?
She
look neat.
She was married twice, so her kids are by the first husband, and she had a second husband who. So now you're looking for a third, ma'am. You don't get them many opportunities. You don't get all them chances, baby. Women are out here struggling to find, and men are struggling to find suitable wives. And women will never ever get a husband. And you done had 2 and they weren't good enough. And you look at it's gonna be hard. Let's continue.
Someone that's neat, someone that is, hygiene is nice. And other than that, I don't have no preference really on looks. As long as you're at least decent, nice looking,
Okay.
Yeah.
Should he make a certain amount of money?
At least I would say 85 and up.
85 and up. Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh God. So I am in my pajamas. I did put on pants because my shorts was just too short.
Every time.
But
every time.
Ooh, that booty is sick. As soon as you got up, girl. Okay. So Royal, Chicago. Do you want him to be in Chicago?
He can be, but I am open to date people in other cities and states too.
Okay. Black men only?
I prefer.
Okay. If he made less than 85K, would you date him?
Yes, I would. I will consider, yes. It's just a lot of factors with that, but yes, I could consider. Yes.
Okay. So you got divorced 11 days ago. So was that your last relationship?
No, I've dated and everything. I've dated other people, but nothing serious. No serious relationships.
And that's the pattern. That's the wave you're going down, unfortunately. Because, listen, I have no skin in the game as it relates to people's preferences, and I have no ill will. So I'm hoping you get what you want, but that ought to tell you something right there. that's the route that you're going down. Ain't too many men out here gonna be trying to, wife you up and take you seriously when you've had two marriages that have failed, that you walked away from, saying y'all gonna went in different directions. What makes you think a man is gonna take you seriously with that type of history? He's gonna look at, hey, if I don't measure up to what you think I should be doing, or you gonna be looking for a man number 4. So I don't think women think that out. They don't see that. They don't see anything wrong with that. And I think that's the problem. Men are looking at your history. They're looking at your choices. They're looking at how you move, because it's a direct reflection on you. You know what I mean? And then when y'all have a conversation about, oh, what happened with the last 2 husbands? And you tell them, if you're honest, they're not going to want to take you seriously. And that seems like what's happening already. Thank you for the super chat. Successful MD says, what are women doing with their lives in their prime while expecting to build and become rich? That's not realistic. Money is not everything. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I think, women don't understand that when they're in their 20s, they're in their prime. That is their prime. As men get older, they come into their prime. So, because men become what women want. You know what I'm saying? So as you get older, you build yourself up to a certain point. Now you become the prize. You become what women want. But women in their prime, in their 20s, are what men want. And then they try to shame men for wanting a woman in her prime. But then when you've passed that, when a man is in his prime, as he gets older, they want you to settle for them. It's backwards. Women think that they're settling for a man when they're 30 and 40 years old with 3 and 4 kids and all of this, when actually a man would be settling for them. And so that it's backwards. But nobody ever told them that. They never realized that. They passed up man after man after man in their 20s because they have options. They're in their prime. They're what men want, especially if you're an attractive young woman in your 20s, you looking good. You got it all together. You haven't been ran through as much. You're what men are looking for. So when you have all of these options, then the men are coming at you left and right, you curbing them, playing around with the pookies, playing around with the guys you are attracted to, where they don't really want commitment. They just, running through you. And then when you get older, now you want to settle down, and now you think that you have the pick of the litter when you don't. Nobody ever told these women that. They really thought they could play around and get in their 30s and 40s, and the man, they're going to have these options. The man just waiting, they can pick what they want. They really believe that, and they're realizing now that that's not the case. Thank you, Successful MD. Thank you so much for the support. So yeah, it's a shock. It's a shock to a lot of these women. Urban Hunt, thank you for the super chat, says, oh geez, a wildebeest walking away from a good husband took her and her kids. Child, thank you, Urban. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for the support. Mayim the Goddess says, can you imagine what her sons are seeing? They create the pookies/simps they don't want, destroying whole generations, being selfish as AF. Exactly. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you for the support. Yeah, it is a selfish mentality. I say it all the time, and they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, they got to figure it out this way. Instead of realizing, hey, your 20s, just because you're young doesn't mean you're supposed to be out in the streets and screwing everybody that you can because you're pretty and because men are after you. They take that and they run with it, and then not realizing how it's going to affect their future. Your 20s is not a prerequisite for you to go out and just be a hoe. I say it all the time. That don't mean you're supposed to be a hoe and everybody thinking living your best life in your 20s because I'm attractive. I'm never going to be this. If you can acknowledge, because I've heard women do it, that they'll never be as attractive as they are. You're only 20 years old once. So you take advantage of that by slutting yourself out, thinking that is the moment for you to just go out and be reckless, and not realizing how that is going to negatively and directly affect your future. That is not okay. They like to compare themselves and do what these white girls be doing, because I've seen it. But the one thing about it, I've worked with it, and I've talked about this before. White girls who were young, in college, right? Guess what? They were skinny dipping and doing it up. I've seen it, talked about it, go out, get drunk, don't know what happened, blackout, all these things. They do it all. But the one thing they still were able to do, they were still to be engaged in college. They understood, you know what? I'm going to slut it up in college. I'm going to do this, do that. But somehow they're able to, stop the blacking out and going skinny dipping and slutting it up. They managed to find somebody in college and get engaged. Setting up a wedding, they get engaged. They plan a wedding 2 years out. They be going to school to be a teacher. I work with the girls when she in school to be a teacher. They wasn't going trying to get a rich man. He was in school too. He was going to be a doctor or something like that. They be in school. They don't be out here saying, I want a rich man. And they get engaged. They actually get married. They either move to a different state for work and they work on that, start building a family. And then the black girls be dating dudes in prison, child. That's my experience. That's what I've seen. Not my experience, but the experience of other people that I work with. The black girls don't be married. One girl did marry a prisoner, and that didn't last. She's going to the prison house, dating a dude in jail. The other girl is slutting it up, ain't never been married, none of them. You know what I'm saying? Already baby mamas, some of them. These white girls be doing the most too now. But they end up getting engaged and married. All the white girls that I work with were all engaged in their 20s. Before they got engaged, though, they was doing the most. Drinking, like I said, blacking out, skinny dipping, laughing at work about it. But they end up engaged. The goal was to get a husband before they started a family. That's the majority of them. But for our women, it was totally opposite. So I don't understand this, and I don't understand it. I don't. But it's just what it is. Let's continue.
Okay. So, when was your last relationship?
My last relationship, probably my ex-husband. At 3 years, just no one that's like, the dating pool is not good. It's just, I feel like I don't want to waste my time. So maybe that's just something I overthink. So that maybe that's just something with me. Don't want to get connected to the wrong person.
This is the thing. You had two men that you was once married to. I don't know whatever the reason is. So I'm not here to judge. And I'm also not here to say that you should have stayed. I can't make any assessment, right? But there's men that will date you. Okay, there's men that these are the categories of men. There's a man who won't date you at all, right? So he's just the guy that doesn't try to court you, don't give you your time. He really shouldn't get any of your attention because he's not giving you any of yours. Then there's a situationship guy who is willing to give you his time, but he ain't willing to commit to you. You get him when you get him, take him or leave him, and it is what it is. And you decide if you want to be with that. Then there might be a guy that will be in a relationship and be like, okay, I can commit to you, but I don't want to get married. So if you could deal with us committing and whatever we in, let's rock out. Then there's a man that could go from there and that would potentially marry you, right? And you have two experiences of those men, right? So you got to decide, all those men are different men though.
Right.
Usually what I've come to terms, it's either the guy that's not giving you no attention, the women want, or they want the situationship man to become a husband. So it's usually like they focus on this guy. I don't know why you focus on him because he ain't giving you no attention, so you shouldn't give him any of yours. Then there's a guy that gives you some attention and it's exciting. You might have the best weekend. You know, he is good looking or he gives you money or the sex is amazing, but he ain't trying to commit. But you really want him to become your husband. But he ain't even going to become your man. So you just wasting your time until you get tired of wasting your time. But then what happens is this. This is what happens. The man that might be willing to marry you, he can't live up to that experience you had with your situationship guy. So now he's willing to marry you. He's willing to do life with you. But maybe he don't got enough money to take you out every weekend like the other guy did. Or maybe he can't fly you out.
Listen, you know what I find interesting? You know, Kendra is what she's saying is the truth, but it's one thing to be able to articulate that and then to actually believe it for real and live it. You know, there's a difference. There's a difference between telling the truth, because she's telling the truth, but do you really believe that enough to go out and really live it? You know, and unfortunately, I think a lot of women realize that too late. You know what I'm saying? They realize that too late, when you're not the option anymore, when the men that you want don't really necessarily want you. If you can articulate that, a lot of times they say it when it's too late. Why? This is why I like to promote and push, hey, get it, understand this when you're young. Don't waste your 20s thinking that this is a time for you to just be a 304 chasing being outside, because it's not going to work for you later on. You have to prioritize what you want when you're young. Just like, you know, you go to college at 18, 17, whatever. You're prioritizing a career young. You're prioritizing certain things that's going to possibly yield you a better life, a better future. Same thing with relationships and marriage and men. Same thing in families. I don't understand why everybody in our culture separates the two when other people get it. They go to college, they get engaged, they get married, they go start their lives. Why with us, it's either or the other. Let's be a hoe in our 20s, and then let's pray and hope at 30s and 40s, let's get a man, lock it down, and not understand it's going to be more difficult for you to do that then. Just like prioritizing a family. It's going to be much easier in most cases to start that family younger than to wait till when you're in your 30s and 40s, where you're going to have more difficulties acquiring that because of, you know, your body and the changes that women go through. It's inevitable. It happens to all of us. So you know it's going to be a lot harder having children in your 40s than it is in your 20s. Even doctors recommend it. Not saying it's impossible, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You know what I'm saying? So why can't we understand that aspect of life that's a part of life? And if you can say, you know, hey, the older I get, you know, yeah, I get more mature and I become better as a person because I learn more things. I'm more aware. I'm more in tune with self, and I understand myself. Why can't you do that with a husband? Yeah, I do believe that the older you get, the wiser you get, as you should. And you grow and you learn things, but you grow and learn together. Why is the togetherness part such a horrible concept to understand? You grow together. Yes, I'm not the same person I was when I was 20. Yes, because I've learned more things. I've matured in certain ways. Do I have it all together? No. Do I know everything? No, but I have progressed. I know more, and I'm more knowledgeable of certain things than I was when I was 20 years old. So yes, you grow, but we grow together. We learn things and we explore life together. It doesn't have to be, oh, I got to go on this journey, and this is, you know, I have to go on this journey of self-exploration, and I need to learn and grow by myself, and I need to go on this. I don't understand this journey by yourself. You could go on a journey with someone. Do you want to go on a journey with someone, or you're fed into this BS of this modern woman idea that, oh, it's women, we can do it by ourselves. We don't need a man telling us what to do, because we need to go on this journey to learn and discover what? What are you really discovering? That is harder by yourself? That you had a man by your side who is there for you and really cares about you and willing to work with you? You don't want that? You gotta do all this journey and growing by yourself until you get tired of being by yourself? It's a setup. It's a setup for failure. You don't have to do it by yourself. I don't understand that. I don't understand it for the life of me. This modern feminist BS has really did a number on our women in particular. They talk about the feminist movement and the women who started. A lot of them women have husbands. I don't understand, but the black women are like, I don't need no man. I don't need no ninja telling me what to do, controlling me. I'm going to do it by myself. And then, you know, y'all don't want to do it by yourself because now it's much more difficult than you thought. Make it make sense. Successful MD says, look like those other women like being feminine. Right. Thank you, Successful MD. Successful MD also says they can't bond with one man, too many bodies. Right. And this is why I try to tell younger women, hey, don't do that. Don't put yourself in that position. It's not something you have to do. You can be sexually fulfilled with one man. You don't have to try all the different sizes to make yourself feel good. You don't have to do that. It's not a prerequisite. It's going to mess your future up. You don't have to do that. Men care about these things. And if you want a man to take you seriously and be committed to you for the long haul, that certainly is not going to help. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat, for the support. And I don't understand. Oh, well, how do you know what you like if you don't try? So you gonna go out here and try with all these different men, run that body count out. And once you do that, it just don't go away. Now you have the urge to want to have all these different men. Now, one man is never going to be enough for you because now you've been out there and you've experienced so many. So now you need to have that. And now certainly one man is not going to please you after all that. You're going to have that appetite for more. So you're going to want to do that. Even if you found a man who want to be with you, he's not going to be enough. And that's what these women are running into. When you put yourself out there and you've done that for so long, you've been for the streets from your 20s, then your 30s and your 40s, and now you're looking for something solid, it's going to be very difficult. Just saying. Let's continue.
There's some deficit he has that situationship guy did not have. But you can't get excited by him. It's like, I don't want to be with you because I've experienced this. And that's why it'd be hard for people to close the deal.
Oh my God. Kendra, why are you just reading my life?
Let me tell you this. This is what I've learned in hosting the show.
Because
in the 5 years of doing this, I meet men who actually want to be husbands. But y'all don't want those men. Y'all don't want those men. I get men, there's a few men, I get quite a few men actually, who want to be husbands, but they're not exciting like the toxic men that y'all like.
No, me, I don't like toxicity. No, you know what, Kendra, I'm very realistic. I'm realistic about life. I've been married twice. I know I'm 47 years old. I still look nice. I still got a lot of, in me, but I am very realistic when it comes down to men and relationships. And
girl, 47 now, honey, you about to, if not already about to experience menopause and the stuff that comes with that, ma'am. A lot of these men, if you have not had a man at that point locked in with you and really loves you to go through the changes that we go through, girl, it's going to be very difficult. These men don't want to, and I'm keeping it 1,000. I'm just saying, listen, when you get to that, girl, you around my age, these men don't want to have to deal with a new man coming into your life. You gotta have already had a husband who knows you and really loves you, and vice versa. You really love him, because when he start balding and and they start changing, they getting older. You gotta really love that person. You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa too, because women like to talk about older men getting old and aging and what they go through. Girl, we gotta age too. And while you may look good on the surface, girl, that body change in them 40s. I'm just saying, child. When you start getting hot flashes and your body start going through these changes for perimenopause and all of this, these men don't want to deal with that. They want a woman who's ready to go, and she ain't dealing with hot flashes and going through mental changes, because perimenopause and menopause does that to you. You would rather have you a solid man who you done been with for years, who love you and be like, girl, I don't care about none of that. I still love you, and we gonna work through these hot flashes. Girl, these men ain't gonna want to deal with you with going through all of that. You'll be better off with the man that you knew cared about you and love you and be down with your hot flashes, because it's gonna happen. And a lot of these women think that they're gonna be the one that, I'm not gonna go through none of that. I'm just gonna stay young in this body. Girl, when you start getting them knee pains and the back of your legs start cramping and stuff, you need a man who love you to be like, come on, baby. I'm gonna rub that cramp out. It's all good. We getting old together. Your knee hurt, my knee hurt too. Girl, let's go strengthen our knees together. Let's go take a walk. Come on. You lay down, I'm gonna stretch and pull the kink out your leg, and you come on there, I'm gonna pull the stretch our kink out your leg. Come on now. Come on, y'all be acting like y'all don't age, like y'all as women, you don't go through that. Hell, that's a damn lie. I'm here to tell this lady around my age, she's my age. Child, stop the cap. Y'all know y'all get them back spasm, your back get the hurt. Shit, come grab my back. Come on, please. Just tap it, punch it. Like, you need somebody to, come on in. He like his back hurt. Okay, you want me to rub your back? Come on. What the hell? Pull out a little Bengay. Look, what the hell? Come on. Y'all need to be on the same. You're talking about being on the same level. You need that because y'all, these women are out here aging too. You out here wanting a man with all this stuff. That man ain't gonna. He might look. He's in his prime at that age. He wants a woman that he can. Not saying you can't do things. No, not saying because you get older you can't do nothing. But what I'm saying is you need a man in your corner who understands and loves you enough to be like, we going through this together. We gonna work it out. Come on. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Not a whole new man who's in his prime with probably with no kids a lot of the times, or his kids are grown, or he have one. He's looking for a different type of woman now. He got his stuff together. Hell, he might be your age. She might be 48, whatever. But he might be looking for a 28-year-old, a woman who's more youthful and more, just more attractive. That's what I'm saying. That's typically how it happens. There's no way in hell being 48, I would be out if I was single looking for a man with all these expectations. Not looking for a man who got it all together and wants a, more, might want a more youthful woman. I understand that, child. I wouldn't be out here looking for that. I'm just saying. That's why it's hard for her to find. Because unless you are, and I don't think the lady is ugly, but what I'm saying is it's not, it's not giving 10. It's not like you the so beautiful to where the man would be like, okay, let me see what she working with. She look good. She's fit. She's super attractive. Like, damn. And she's around my age, but shit, she look good and she got it going on. And, you know what to expect or whatever it may be. But you got to be like super like attractive in my opinion, like maybe like Halle Berry or somebody. Halle Berry is, a little cuckoo in a sense, I think, but she could get up. She keeps a man. I'm just saying. And she done been married, twice? If I'm not mistaken, and she got a man now. She got a man with her. She still got a man. That's what I'm saying. So I think you got to consider all things, all the things when you're when you're in that age range of what a man might be looking for, So some men will be like, damn, she look good. Come on, we can still do things together. Yeah, she up there with me, but still, so you gotta consider all of that. Successful MD says, imagine expecting oil from a damaged and dry well. Got it. Right. They don't see themselves in that way though, Successful MD. They're the best thing since sliced bread at 47 and 48 and 50 years old. Vivica Fox. You know what I mean? They don't see themselves as older. They see themselves as still that young, vibrant, attractive woman. Even though I think a lot of these women are not bad looking, but you are older. You pushing 60 and all of that. Come on now. You're a senior citizen. And which I want to be a senior citizen because I want to get older. So, yeah, it's crazy. They don't see themselves the way everybody else sees them, and it's unfortunate. Classic cars without engines look good too. Exactly. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate it. Child, yeah. Successful MD again says BBLs are not stem cell transplants. Women do age. For real. And it's why I be like, damn, why y'all act like y'all don't age? Like y'all don't get, these men getting old, they need Viagra. Girl. And them coochies get old and get dried out too. Now, let's be real. Come on now. Perimenopause and menopause is real. Them coochies get old and shrivel up too and dried out. Come on now. Don't act like that don't happen. You need stuff too now. So you're going to talk about that need Viagra. Okay, go take the Viagra. Okay, honey. If that's what you need, take it. Okay. And you need lubricants because the vaginas dry out. And you have issues too. Let's not act like that don't happen. Rick H. Town, thank you for the super chat, says she's at the age where an unexpected sneeze will shut the whole body down. Now you wrong for that. Now you going a little too far. Wait, not shut the whole body down. Now you taking it too far, Rick. Oh my God. Listen. I know what you mean. And I'm laughing because listen, it ain't gonna shut the whole body down, but baby, I know where you coming from. Hell, shit. It ain't gonna shut the whole body down, at least not for me. But I know. Oh, snap. Shit. Yeah. I know what you mean. Come on, I'm not in denial. Lord, have mercy. Not shut the whole body down, though. It ain't gonna shut the whole body down, but it's gonna have a reaction. Oh, Lord. Keeping it 1,000. Hell, come on now. That's the only way to be real. Because, come on, a lot of these women are in denial. Like you don't age, baby. Come on now. Tell it like it is, honey. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. I done got hot. I'm sweating, child. Damn. Thank you for the super chat, Rick. I appreciate you. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Her bladder check engine light comes on. Lord, y'all are fools. But look, y'all ain't lying. Hell, shit, you ain't lying. You're not lying. Hell, that's all I can say. And then they be asking, wanting these men to do. Come on now, be real. Woo, child. Let's continue.
And I do understand. You just have to have something that I can fall in love with. And I'm not a hard person to please. I'm not a hard person to please. I'm not looking for fly me out, because I could fly myself out. So I could do a lot of things myself, and I'm willing to fly out if it's worth it. Like I said, a person needs to have ambition.
All right. Somebody paid $100 to say something. Oh, I'll get to that after. Okay, back to you. So we was going there. I'm trying to think where we're at. Okay. Did I ask you your 3 flaws?
Overthinker. I am an overthinker. I can be I'm a Capricorn. So I could be a workaholic, and I can also be a little strong-minded. But I am a feminist. I can submit to the right person. So I'm not scared of that.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I'm very understanding, very realistic, down to earth. I just think I'm a well-rounded person, and I'm spiritual, and I'm ready. I am.
Okay, she said
I'm ready.
she's ready.
I want to experience life with somebody. I really do. I want to experience life. I don't have no small children, so I'm just ready to experience that 3rd chapter in my life.
So, okay, out of 2 marriages, help me understand. The first marriage, why did you get divorced there?
The first marriage, I got divorced because he was a little bit of a male chauvinist. I think and I don't want to talk bad about, because he wasn't a bad person. He just wasn't for me.
Okay. And the second marriage, what was the problem again? He wasn't ambitious enough?
He didn't have an entrepreneurial mind. I don't want to work all my life and punch somebody else's clock when I can make my own money just as much. But a dream team will be nice. I don't want to do all the work. I do a couple of business, and I built those myself. It will be nice to work with somebody and have that friend.
Right. So this is something else I learned. I used to hate when the word masculine would be attached to ambition, right? I really did not like that because I'm like, why is it because I've run a company or I am career focused that's equated to masculine? So now I understand why those two words were put together, because here's the deal. The way you just described, if you was a man, you wouldn't even care about salary when you look for your partner. You would just be looking for a woman to kind of help you along, and you're going to be the bulk of the bill payer because you're the ambitious person. You're the one doing the groundwork. If you were a man, the challenge becomes you're not a man, you're a woman, right? So this is what it is. You're not, you're a woman. Higher than you or equivalent. But the difference is the man that makes more than you or equally as ambitious or equivalent, he might have he does. He has different requirements that he seeks. And those are the requirements, like, yeah, you might match his ambition, but he might not be seeking ambition when it comes to his life partner.
Right. Successful MD says the check engine lights are broke. Seriously. Yeah, this lady is 47 years old. She sound like she like 27 mentally. She's left these relationships for ridiculous reasons, in my opinion. Thank you, Successful MD. She left these relationships, these marriages, for ridiculous reasons, and now she's dating and haven't found what she's looking for. And she's on Kendra G trying to look for this ambitious man who's going to come into her life and build life with her, and she's 47. So, and is she going to have a hard time with that? She's just going to have a hard time with it because she's probably not what those men are looking for. Instead of trying to force the men that she were with, who were good men, to do what she wants to do, she just walked away, and she thinks that she's going to have these options to get married and have the man of her dreams, and it doesn't exist. You gotta accept the person that you chose to be with. She said both the men in her life who she was married to were not bad men. One was a certain way, and that's all she said. And the next one was he wasn't an entrepreneur, and she walked away from him. But she has businesses that she created. Maybe he doesn't want to start those types of businesses. You do that and let him do what he's doing, and y'all just work together. I don't understand I mean, I get it, but at the same time, they don't realize what they're doing. In my opinion. They don't realize what they're doing. Successful MD also says, what's with this spiritual fad? You work more solo. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. You walk away from something that was good, really nothing wrong with it. And then you want to, jump right back out into the dating market and look for somebody to fulfill the void when you had somebody there, but it wasn't good enough. And now you think you're gonna go back out and think you're gonna just find somebody so quickly to come in, and now you got to do it all by yourself. And now you done walked away from that man who you realized wasn't so bad, and he was actually, y'all was doing it together. And then now he done moved on, and now you can't even get him back because he done moved on. Now you don't want to deal with you, and now you can't find what you was looking for. So now you got to do it by yourself, and now that becomes a complaint. So I mean, they just screw themselves up every which way they turn, and it's just horrible. Let's continue.
He might just be seeking a person that is just gonna be home when he home, be fine when he don't, so it's just, that's also another disconnect I have learned from the show, where a lot of ambitious women automatically think that, well, he want me because I make the same. It don't really work that way.
Right.
I haven't talked to a man that wants a bum though. So it's not like I want you to be stupid and a damsel in distress. But that's another disconnect, I think, when boss women are seeking, like, it sounds like your second husband might have been kind of the match for you to a certain degree, because he wasn't as ambitious, but he could have just helped you along your ambition. Opposed to, or no?
He was very supportive. He was.
Okay, so now a man gonna say, why did you leave a man that was very supportive?
It was other aspects in our marriage that was that I feel like it was a cultural thing.
Okay.
He was from a different culture. And I think that kind of affected a lot of our marriage demise, I will say. Yeah. I think because we were from different cultures, that affected a lot. But
Someone said, hold on. Someone said I got my talking points from a different podcast. Can you stop trying to give credit to people that don't deserve the credit? I got my talking points from my show. Okay, let's just start there.
Either way it go, Kendra, I'm listening.
No, I understand that, but I'm tired of every time I say something because men have such a hard time just appreciating a woman with her own mind and her own platform that they want to give the credit to another man. No, baby, that's not what it is.
Yeah, because a lot of women don't have their own mind. That's the thing. Women are an echo chamber. Women are a group of women who follow what each other say. So you don't, a lot of times, and to be honest, a lot of women don't have their own minds. Now, I will say this, you can have thoughts and opinions. Yeah, I have thoughts and opinions, and there are things that I relate to. I say it all the time. Listen, hey, the thing that encouraged me to start talking about this was, first off, my husband, I will say that. My husband first, who was the one who pushed me because I have opinions to say, hey, go and, hey, I'm going to help you. Let's start off. We started doing lives talking about Umar Johnson for almost 2 years. And then it gave me the push to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to start speaking my opinion about certain things that I believe on social media. But also, and I would be lying if I didn't say Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels pushed kind of like my husband initially pushed me to talk and say my opinion. But then when I heard Kevin Samuels talking about what he was talking about, I related to it. Now, it's not to say you can't relate to where people are coming from. I related to it because what he was saying is something that I grew up seeing. So, of course, quite naturally, if you hear somebody saying something that you agree with, you're gonna, and if you relate to it, yes, you would be lying to say, hey, you didn't take a bit from that because you related to it. It's not like you just take it all and just run with it completely, but you would be lying to say, hey, you didn't get some of those talking points or some of the ideas because you related to it. In my opinion, in my situation, I related to what he was saying. That's how I gravitated to it. Kevin Samuels is not the first guy that I've heard say certain things, but I didn't gravitate to them or what their perspective or what they were saying. So that wasn't something I gravitated to, but I did gravitate to his talking points. That is just a fact. Because that's what prompted me to start saying, damn, I understand where he's coming from. The same way women who called into his show who disagreed with what he said, they knew what he was saying had some valid points. That's why they called in. They just weren't ready to accept it. They weren't ready to accept it. So I think it was disingenuous to say, oh, no, I didn't get, because if you weren't thinking this way or talking this way before, yes, you picked up on it. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? That you pick up on something that you relate to. Kendra's initial thoughts were she wasn't agreeing because she had a whole video of her and Kevin Samuels going back and forth, and she did not agree with him. She did not agree with his stance. So over time, she's saying, oh, over time, I hear what the men are saying, but you can also accept that what Kevin Samuels was saying, there was some truth to it. Because you see how women are. So you got to say, yeah, it did come from a man. And I think a lot of women who don't really like men or want to give men any credit, they will oppose that. I wouldn't oppose it. I think, yes, a lot of things women do get from men. This whole boss chick idea is coming from a man. You want to be a boss like a man because there was no such thing as a boss chick. They get this from a man. You want to be equal to a man. You want to work like a man. You want to be just as successful like a man. A lot of everything that women do is because of a man. You want to follow a man. And they hate to do it. They hate to admit it, but it's the truth. Women are in competition with men. So it's very disingenuous to sit there and say, oh, it's just I get it from. No, it still comes from a man. It's what the men say. It's the opposing view that you had in the beginning. You listen to the sisterhood they all say the same thing. And what men say is opposite. So yes, you hear it from men. It still comes from a man. And I think a lot of women who are stuck in this, I'm a woman, I built myself up. You still take things from a man, thoughts and the way men move from a man. So as much as these women like to say, oh no, it's me, it's something you want to believe, that a man had nothing to do with your success, a man had nothing to do with, hell, if you had a father who taught you to be a certain way, that comes from a man. So he has something to do with that too. So it is what it is. And I think it's disingenuous for women to think that, oh, it has nothing to do with a man. Yes, it does. It has everything to do with men. Women are trying to be like men. That's what it is. You want to do better than a man. So yeah, it does come from a man. Let's continue.
It is what I said it is. I've been hosting a show for 5 years. So, and I'm a journalist at heart. So what I've always done is interview people and collect data. That's what I come from. That's what a journalist is. We sit, we have conversations, and we collect data. And then we give an assessment. So when you've been talking to single people for 5 years, you're going to have your data. So please miss me with the, oh, you got this. I got it from my show, my experience, my platform. That other people, because they can't do the same, got to use my platform to, let's get into it. People got to use my videos in order to have a platform. How about that one? Some of y'all don't even have a platform unless I wake my ass up and host a YouTube show, because then what you going to talk about? Ain't nobody calling you. Ain't nobody sitting with you. So what you got to do is repost my videos and break them down, because you can't build your own platform to get your own content. So when you going to talk about it all the way. Y'all need to be sending me thank you notes for paying your light bills this month. Now back to you, Royal. Okay, why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Like I said, I am very understanding, down to earth. I love to experience new things. I believe in building with someone, and whether we build from scratch or start digging the hole right now, we're gonna build. And I just think I am a well-rounded person to get to know, whether it's romantically or just as a friend as well too.
Okay. All right, we got some paid questions.
Before she gets to the paid questions, let me read this one. Eric Williams, thank you for the super chat. It says, hey, DeeDee, I'm a little late coming to your show, but I wanted to have you discuss the video that Kendra G just released earlier this week, criticizing male YouTubers for using content. Yeah, I addressed it. This is not her first time doing it. Like she just basically said, Kendra she don't like specifically men reacting to her content, because that's what she points out. Even though men aren't the only ones who react to her stuff, men and women react to a lot of reaction channels, react to a lot of different stuff. But she specifically points out the men for some reason. She don't really like people reacting to it. But unfortunately, look, a lot of people may not like people reacting to their content. It's a part of fair use. People can react to it. And I think a lot of people, I know I react to it because of the guests that are on the show. The same thing like with Kevin Samuels and other shows too. Pop the Balloon, all of it. It's the critique and the reaction to the people, the guests on the show. And once again, I will give Kendra credit for creating a show like that. But you do realize, and I said this earlier, that people who react to your content, it boosts your channel. It's like all encompassing. It works together. They react, to their following, and they share it, and other people share it, and it helps to boost your channel. That's why a lot of people, and of course, YouTube allows it. It's fair use. So and that's fine. And I think but the way I said it before, the way that she responded to it as it relates to what she said about the men, because listen, she got a point. I mean, it's her content. It's her content. She makes the content. She created that platform. You know what I'm saying? Just like other people create their platform. So I understand people having an issue with people reacting to their content. But once again, that's just what's going to happen. People are going to react to stuff that they think is salacious, or if they want to make a point about it. That's what the reaction is all about. And with YouTube, that is considered fair use. They allow it. You can't straight rip people's stuff, but you can react to what you see on social media, specifically YouTube. So that's just what it is. She's not the first person. People still react to Kevin Samuels stuff to this day. People react to other stuff. That's just a part of YouTube. Even if you don't like it, it's a part of it. So you got to accept that that's part of the policies of YouTube. But you know, I wouldn't. You know, all I would say is, don't take that approach with, you know, calling people out and names and things of that nature, because that don't work for you. You know what I'm saying? When you do that, you don't have to take that approach. You don't have to like it, but and you have a right to say, hey, that's your content, because it is her content. It is her content. But to call people out their names and start saying, you know, their bitch ass is this and that I said she took that a little too far, and that's not the way you want to, you know, run a business if that's your business. That's all I'm saying. It's a part of YouTube policies. That's a part of the business. It is what it is. You know, it's just what it is. But thank you, Eric Williams, for the super chat. I appreciate you. It is what it is. You don't have to like it, but that comes with the territory. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you once again. I appreciate you. Let's continue.
Notorious NIG said, what percentage of the family load do you expect him to carry over the course of a lifetime?
I do believe in 50-50, you know, if need be, but depending on the dynamic of our financial relationship, I am old school. I do believe a man should want to take care of his household.
Okay. Okay. So that means you believe in 50-50, but ultimately you want him to be the bulk of providing for the bills.
Yes. I would like I was brought up like that, but it all average out if you're doing it right.
Well, some ladies is too expensive to be taken care of.
Like I said, I'm a down to earth person. I'm easy to please. I'm not saying I need to go to Hawaii and spend a month there. That's unrealistic. I'm a realistic person. You know, it's about building and living your life now in a comfortable way.
Okay.
I'm comfortable now.
Right. I say that to say that I think I met a lot of men who are providers, but they got to provide a budget, right? So
Right,
it's like,
right.
I got a home already. I'm already taking care of what I'm paying for myself. So if you move in here, then yeah, I'm a provider because I'm already providing for this. Sometimes, and I've learned this lately, is that some women sometimes price themselves out because you might have a good man, but then he probably just can't afford you, right? Like, it's just, I just can't afford your bills.
No,
This isn't really directed towards you. This is an
yeah.
overall blanket. I think you're gonna say no to this, but D World said, "Can we be cool like that from time to time? Get together, a little bump and grind." Is that a song? That's a song.
Bye bye.
But that's a no. That's a no. This one said, "Unfortunately for men and women, their looks keep them in a certain bracket from the person and relationship they want."
I could understand where he's coming from that, and that is true. I truly believe a woman should keep herself looking a certain way, even after the marriage and everything, to please her husband. I think that's her responsibility. But I also think it's the man's responsibility to say, honey, let's go take a walk. You want to go work out? It will help.
It's the man's responsibility to.
I mean, it's for emotional support, or support your lady. If you feel like she getting a little healthy, and hey, let's go take a walk, honey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys should support each other. But I do think it's a woman duty to herself to keep herself looking a certain way.
Yes. And I love the way you flick that real hair. Let them know it's real, baby.
Girl. Since Success MD says men should demand women come without debt. Child, that's gonna be very difficult. Thank you, Successful MD, child. They got a lifestyle. That lifestyle costs money, and baby, they crediting it up. They putting it on them credit cards, baby. Cause they give these boss chick entrepreneurs all the credit cards. All the credit cards with them high interest rates, and child, give them a few dollars. They know they're gonna spend it up. They know they're gonna run it up, trying to maintain this lifestyle, be in debt up to their goddamn eyeballs. Yeah, they gonna give you them cards with them high interest rates, and know you gonna run them. You gonna load it up, and then that's when they want y'all to come in, the good responsible men, to come in and pay all their credit card debt and all their bills. Just get them some money, child. That's what they want. They want y'all to rescue them from all the debt and the chaos and the stress. They want to run it up, do what they want to do, and then have you come in. I ain't going 50-50. Why? Because 50-50 requires you to pay something. And that 50-50 going to be more detrimental on him, because you don't want to do that, because you don't want to pay nothing. You want to run it up, spin it up, and then you want him to come in and pay it all. The fancy car and the draws. You want him to pay for it all, child. You don't want to pay nothing at this point. You ran it up. You want him to, be just a sucker. A big one. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you, child. Let's finish this up, because she get on my nerves.
Don't play like I bought mine. She was born with hers, okay?
Thank
Carmen
you.
Killer said, what would your day look like at home when you marry the man and you retire from the workforce?
I would like to get up in the morning, have a cup of tea. I do sell tea. Get up in the morning, have a cup of fix my honey a cup of tea, talk about, the news, meditate, talk about what we want to do. Maybe it's my turn to pick what we're going to do, whether we go out or stay in, what TV show we're going to watch or what island we want to travel to.
Okay. Ooh, what island y'all going to? Okay. Sia Major, they got questions for you, girl. Sia Major said, what was the different culture from your ex-husband?
He was Jamaican.
Jamaican. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, excuse me, Nazir said, men with money don't want to build with you. Woo. How come they don't know this?
So, and this is the thing, because I date men with money, I date men without money. So it's not that I want to build with them. So how can I fit into your life? You know what I'm saying? So if you own a restaurant, can I make some calls? Do I need to order the meat? How can I help us? You know what I mean? Building might not be all about monetary. Building might be just building a relationship, a trust.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a little too late. Like, don't you think it's a little too late? Like, at this point, it's like I said, a lot of these women get it too late. They get it too late. This is something you should have had this mindset years ago when you were younger. When I don't. They get it a little bit too late. Like, you want to sit down and drink tea and watch the news with your man. But then if you got a restaurant, you want to go in and make calls, and you want to cook the meat, and what you want to do, like work at the restaurant. Then you want to be at home, and y'all just talk about what island y'all want to travel to, and then y'all gonna go to work, and you want to work in a restaurant, like you want to do that, or what type of life? She confusing to me. Do you want what kind of life you really? It's confusing. Like, I don't know what she really want. Like, which one do you want? Like, what do you want? Like, cause if he got a business like that, he gotta work. Both of y'all gotta work then. Y'all gotta work. You gotta work hard. You ain't gonna have time to be talking about what island we gonna go to. These businesses take a lot to run and manage and maintain. And they don't be making that kind of money, to be honest with you. These businesses don't be making these millions of dollars like they think. It's like, I don't know. I think a lot of women talk like they in a movie, you know, like an Element movie, a Lifetime movie. Life is not a goddamn Lifetime movie, Element, you know? They think they in a fairy tale movie world. Like, they talk like they on TV, like it's in a make-believe land or something. Like, these stories, it sound like fictional stories. Like, you're conjuring up something that you've been dreaming about for your whole life. And, you know, you had two men that didn't seem like bad dudes, but they weren't this movie lifestyle, this fairy tale make-believe. It wasn't a Lifetime movie where, oh, you know, like, yeah, I want us to get up and drink tea and not have to worry about work, I guess. And that's what island we going to, and this and that. And I mean, you couldn't travel with the man you was with. Y'all didn't get up and drink tea in the morning together. I mean, me and my husband get up and drink tea. We could talk about what island we want to go to. That don't mean we going. I'm just saying. You could talk about it. Ain't nobody say y'all really gotta go. You said just talk about it. It don't mean you really gotta go. You could sit down and drink tea and talk about all the islands you want to go to. You know, or you could actually plan a trip and go. What that ain't, and then, oh, if you got a business, let's go. I want to work in the kitchen. Make some calls for the business. And then we go home and then we just drink some tea and talk about the island. I'm confused. Like, I don't know. Something is off. It's a little off. It's a little off. It's a little off. Successful MD says her story is definitely a word salad. It's spoiled. Right. It's something ain't right. Eric Williams, thank you, Successful MD. Thank you, Eric Williams, for the super chat. Says, yeah, I saw the video of Kendra G complaining on MABW channel. It was hilarious. He went in on her. Thank you for the super chat, Eric. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's just weird, y'all. Thank y'all for the super chat. Let's continue, y'all. Let's continue.
Okay. Listen, we done with questions for you. We done held you to the fire long enough. All right, what's the age range you want to date? You're 47.
So I will say this is hard. This is a hard one because these young boys be too. So I'm gonna say
the young boys be what? They be at you?
I gotta fight them off with a stick, Kendra.
They want a sugar mama. You got the booty. They want a sugar mama. They like, you got good home cooked meals. You know, you got these girls, they ain't got their own place. You done got your own place. You got heat. Where you coming from again? Oh, Chicago. It's warm inside your house, girl.
So Kendra, I would say I would consider 40 on up.
Okay, 40 on up. Should he be in Chicago?
He don't have to be in Chicago. I would consider dating outside of Chicago as well.
All right. Can he have children?
Not no toddlers. We ain't got no time to find no babysitters. Let them be able to watch themselves.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. All right. All right, don't play with it. Let's do it. Royal, Chicago, 47. Entrepreneur, works for the government. Mom to two, married twice. Her kids are by one of her ex-husbands. She'll date 40 and up, ideally 85K and more. Could be room of conversation. And she's ready for a man that kind of, is it true? Can I say you want a man that matches your ambition?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Royal, are you on the Kendra G single?
All right, Royal. Shout out to you. Hopefully you get what you're looking for, ma'am. Hopefully you get what you're looking for, ma'am. Successful MD says your backyard is the island. Turn on the sprinkler. Turn them on. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Baby, turn them on, honey, and run through them. And then go have y'all tea. Listen, hopefully she get what she looking for, baby. Hopefully she can, find what she's looking for. I wish the best to her. I ain't mad at people for having a preference. Men and women have a preference. Y'all gotta understand. Listen, you gotta understand what you want is what you want. That's your preference. But what he wants, you gotta be what he wants. Okay? If it's up to the man, which it is, to decide on who he wants to spend his life with, you gotta be what he wants. And if you are not that, it's not gonna matter what you want. So once again, it's up to the man. The man is the prize. Because if it's up to him, And then if you're not what he want, then you're not gonna get him. It don't matter what you bring to the table. It don't matter what you say you want. It don't matter you can have all the preferences in the world, which is fine. But the man is the ultimate decider. He is the one who's going to decide who he wants to be with. If you fit into his life, if you have the things that he wants, and if you don't have the things that he wants, then it's a no-go. So do your preferences really matter if it's up to the man? See, the choices that women really have when it comes to their body, because that's what you do control, your body, they fumble that. And so many women have had the choices to choose whether they want to be, you know, feminine, what's the words I'm looking for? Feminine, woman, fit, you know, what's the words I'm looking for? I'm lost for words. Feminine, fit, put together woman, respectable woman who values her body, who has a true virtue, a woman who is virtuous and has control over her body and not just give it to anybody. Those are the things you have control over. But so many women fumble that because they don't see the importance or how important that is to a man that they will want to be with. So you lose the things that would be important to the man that you would actually want to be with, thinking that it doesn't matter, and then thinking that your independence and your jobs and being an entrepreneur, your careers and all of that and making money, you think that those things are important to the man that you want, and the very things that are important to the men that you want, you done fork that over. You done messed that up. You done let that go. You know, you to a Pookie and a Ray Ray. I mean, you've given your virtue away. You've given your bodies away. You've given them babies to random men who you don't even think is worth anything. They ain't nothing. They trash, but you gave them baby. All of those things are what matters to men. And so often, so often, women give the very value that men respect and appreciate. You give that away, thinking that men value things that they don't. And so they're finding that out, and it's a bit too late, you know, because you can't take that back. You can't erase your whole phase. You can't erase the baby that you gave to Pookie. You can't erase that. That's a part of you forever, and it sticks with you. And it's just what it is. And unfortunately, these women are learning too late, and the outcomes are what they are. They're not finding the men that they prefer, because the men that they prefer want something. And unfortunately, you've already given away what they want, and you don't have what they want. Bottom line. So that's a lesson to take away from it. I think that's a lesson that a lot of women need to learn. And you'll get further by choosing better early on. Don't wait till you're 30, 40 years old. Don't give your body to Pookie, Ray Ray, Tom, Selleck, and Mission Impossible, or whoever. Don't do that, because that's going to affect your future and the choices that you have. You don't have endless amounts of options. I want women to understand that. As much as the sisterhood lie to y'all and tell y'all, oh, girl, you can do what you want when you want. When you go, girl, run that, have your fun. That means run that body count up in your 20s, and when you get to your 30s, 40s, you can go to college, get the MBAs, get the highest degree you can, make the most you can, because that's going to qualify you for the man that you want. That's a lie. That's a lie. That is a lie. And they see it now. So if you keep running with that, you're going to realize real quickly that is not the case. All these single boss chicks out here struggling and making excuses for not having the man that they want. The man that they want don't want them. Because when the man did want you, you didn't want him. And the type of man that would be stability in your life and give you what you didn't want him. So that's just a lesson, word to the wise. You know, learn, figure it out before it's too late. Don't follow this sisterhood of women, bitter old women who didn't get what they want, telling y'all this is what y'all should be doing. No. Focus on the things that matter. Prioritize the things that will get you what you want. Going out here in your 20s being hoes and running around opening up your legs and creating a bigger body count is not going to get you the man that you want. Prioritize marriage and relationships early on. And it's don't think that marriage is just to be married. I think marriage is important with the right mindset, with the right mentality. Don't let people tell you, oh, marriage is a waste of time. No. If you want commitment, and if you want a stable livelihood, and you want a family that you can build with, find the right person who wants the things that you want. If marriage is not for you, that's fine. Find a person who's on your level and on your same frequency. Somebody who y'all could still build something together. You know, if y'all both on the same page and you don't want marriage, but you want to build a life, that happens too. But what I'm saying is prioritize relationships, prioritize stability, prioritize the right thing. Stop thinking that money is the only thing that matters, because it's not. We got a lot of people who make money and still looking for a man. And can't find one because your priorities are off. It's not, you're not finding what it is that you're looking for. And don't wait till it's too late. If you find a good person who has the qualities that you want and y'all like each other, be willing to build with that person, grow with that person, because you don't stay in the same place. You know, like I said before, look, you don't start off with all of the things that you want in life. You don't always start off with it. You got to work towards it. So what better way to do it than working with somebody who's on the same page with you and y'all want to build and work together, and you build and you work together and it gets better. You know, don't wait and think that, oh, I need to meet him at the finish line. And then by the time he gets there, child, you're not even what he wants anymore. So y'all got to think about that. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. I didn't know if y'all wanted me to come back tomorrow. I didn't get that. If y'all want me to come back tomorrow, put a 1 in the chat. If you want to live tomorrow, I'll come back. Put ones in the chat. Ones in the chat if y'all want to live tomorrow. If not, I'll pass on it and we'll be back another date. But if you want another live tomorrow, because I want to make sure you guys show up and chime in. If you want to live tomorrow, one's in the chat, one is in the chat, y'all. And I may put a link to the panel if you want to, come in and give your 2 cents. We may do that, but it's a little too late for that today, y'all. We done been here 3 hours. That's long enough. One in the chat if y'all want to live stream tomorrow. If we got enough ones in the chat, I'll do it. If it's not enough ones, I'm probably not going to be back here tomorrow, y'all. So keep your notification bell turned on so you'll be notified when I go live or post new content. Go on the channel, watch the videos that are posted, y'all, on the channel. Hit a like, share if you can, all that good stuff. Leave a comment. That definitely helps the channel out. If you're new to the channel, you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats and cash apps. I appreciate the support. For everybody who liked the stream, I appreciate you as well. Make sure you guys are continuously supporting the channel in any way you can. All right. So thank y'all once again for being here. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. And I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all be safe. Until next time, I'll catch you later. Mwah. Bye.